All right, we are back here at Astound Broadband Stadium for the first ever Permian Basin FCA All-Star football game. We're having the coin toss right now. Team captains for the blue team. Number 20, Cannon Gibson. Number 12, Sean Kelly from Greenwood. Number 9, Jamar Roberson from Midland Legacy High School. On the opposite side for the white team, you've got Nate Gensler, number 21 there with the yellow helmet on. He's joined by Blake Flowers, the quarterback from Seminole, number 8, and number 6 for the white team is Zeke Luna from Midland Legacy High School. They are the captains. Jair, I wasn't listening to who just won the coin toss. Who won the coin toss?
I believe he said it was heads. It is. It was hard for me to hear.
Okay, we weren't locked into the coin toss, but I can guarantee you we're about to have kickoff in this football game. As we mentioned, first ever time that they have done an FCA All-Star game here in the Permian Basin. Now, this is FCA, if you don't know, is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. It's a nationwide organization that has, on a daily basis, has prayer groups, Bible studies, things like that in schools around the country. They call them huddles. And they have, during the summers, they'll have these all-star games to feature local seniors playing, for some of them, the final time they've ever played a football or volleyball game. They have them in Abilene, Austin area. I know growing up there, I knew people who played in this event. But the first time we've ever had it here in the Permian Basin, Jair, what's it been like seeing these teams get together this week?
Well, a lot of bonds have been formed, and you know what is funny, Jacob? Even though some of them have been rivals, they've already had bonds before. But it's nice to see a mixture of God and love for the game of football and volleyball coming together to have an event like this.
All right, well, let's go. No kickoffs in this game. We're just going to jump right into it. Blake Flowers at quarterback for the white team. He hands the ball up the middle to Zeke Luna, the running back from Midland Legacy. Very short gain there, though, for Zeke. Looked like he's stuffed by his Legacy teammate, Chase Barton, there at defensive tackle for the blue team.
Yes, that's right, Jake. Chase Barton, teammates. I'm sure that he knows Zeke Luna's game, Jacob.
And, it didn't take long for us to get one of those instances of teammates are not on the same team in this game. You played together in high school, middle school, but all the players were nominated by their high school coaches, thrown into a pool, and then drafted by either the white team coaching staff or blue team coaching staff. So you have a mix of players that are teammates playing on opposite teams. Okay, second play now for the white team. Flowers in the shotgun. Run up the middle again with Luna. Better gain this time before he's dragged down.
Looks like Thad and Fortune, Coach Fortune, he's looking like, hey, look, let's run the football early along with Coach Ellison. They're definitely, trying to show what they already do.
As you mentioned, Jair, the head coach for the white team is Permian High School head coach Jeff Ellison. He's being assisted by Midland High's head coach Thad Fortune, who was a longtime Permian assistant. Both those teams run the triple option. No triple option tonight, though. You don't do that sort of thing in an all-star game. Flowers, once again, taking the snap out of the shotgun. Nice play here. Big run for Zeke Luna, and he's able to pick up the first down after that gain of about 10 yards.
3 straight plays to Zeke Luna. I wonder how many yards he's going to finish out with tonight, Jacob.
It's an all-star game, so you've got some other running backs out there on the sideline for the white team, but Zeke had an outstanding senior season for the Rebels. He's headed off to play college football at Eastern New Mexico, and future could be bright for him, Jair.
Absolutely, Jacob.
All right, we'll keep an eye on the replays here, Jair, too, so we can analyze maybe what's going on in those run plays. Analyzing there, a 4th straight run to start this game off for the white team and Zeke Luna, and he's taken down for a short gain there.
Yes, but let's see what they're going to do on the next play. I'm wondering if they're going to try to throw the football on this next play, Jacob. Try to do a little bit of some mixture, and let's add a little bit more to the offense.
Well, the strength for the blue team is their defensive tackles. You see him in there, number 79, Chase Barton from Legacy, number 90, Big Demarion Gray from Odessa High. They're making it hard to run there up the middle because those are 2 outstanding defensive tackles. All right, 2nd and 10 for the white team. First pass of the game here as Flowers goes back, throws deep across the middle, and just misses Matt Rosas, the McCamey receiver, running a post route there. We had our first pass of the game, Jair. Almost had our first completion of the game.
That is true, Jake. That is Matthew Rosas from McCamey. Now, don't forget, he's a former CBS7 Player of the Week, Jacob. Remember, I was out there and I spoke to him. He's committed to UTPB as well, so it's going to be fun to watch him in the future here within the Permian Basin.
And like you mentioned, Matt is committed or signed to play college football at UTPB, and he's a guy kind of a Swiss Army knife sort of player. He's going to play receiver, he's going to play running back, might be a little bit of both for the Falcons this upcoming fall. Okay, another run up the middle to Zeke Luna, kind of on a counter play there. He's dragged down by, looked like Jace Gilliam the Permian linebacker. So there's another one. You get a Permian linebacker here playing for Coach Clint Hartman and the blue team. A lot of those legacy coaches there on that staff as a Permian linebacker drags down a Midland Legacy or former Midland Legacy running back.
That is true right there, Jacob. That is true. Let's see what Blake Flowers and the white team has in store for this upcoming play. Taking a little bit extra long in the huddle. So.
Well, and the teams, they started practicing on Wednesday. They had 2 practices a day starting on Wednesday for this Saturday football game. So not a lot of time to install new plays and new offenses, get all your signals down. So you're kind of running your quarterback to the sideline, get the play, come back in, and run it. 4th down, they're going for this here, Jair. 4th and about 6. That pass is completed to Matt Rosas. A great catch he makes there, backpedaling, able to haul in that pass from Flowers. And we kind of ignored it there, but a gutsy call there to go for it on 4th down. You see a beautiful throw from Blake Flowers finding Rosas there, and you've got 2 future UTPB Falcons hooking up here in this game. So future has got to be looking bright if you're a UTPB fan, because you get those 2 guys, and they seem to maybe already have a little chemistry.
If I was Chris McCullough looking at this, I'd be like, okay, look at those boys. They're getting started early, building some chemistry. And as a matter of fact, Jake, if I'm not mistaken, they should be roommates this upcoming fall.
UTPB's first-year coach, Chris McCullough, he's in the stadium, I know, tonight. He is watching. I saw him earlier. So he's here watching 9 future UTPB Falcons that are on the field in tonight's game. Change at running back here. Nate Gensler now takes the handoff from Flowers. You see Nate's going to stand out wearing that yellow Kermit helmet. That one's not hard to miss down there on the field. Nate was actually a transfer into Kermit this year from Lubbock Roosevelt, where his dad was an assistant. His dad got the head coaching job at Kermit this season, and they really turned that program around. Had a great season, made the playoffs for the first time that Kermit has in a long time. Coach Gensler, he's moved on to another job. Nate will be going to Eastern New Mexico as well, so he and Zeke Luna are going to stay backfield mates there in college.
Yes, that is true, Jake. Now let's see the formation here.
Yeah, Luna is checked back in here at the running back spot. 2 receivers up top with a tight end. Flowers goes back to pass here for the white team. Little stop route there caught by Deontay Saunier, the Midland Legacy receiver. Jair, I know he's one of your favorite players in this game.
Yes, he is, Jake. He is fast. He is so fast that he makes fast players look not fast. But yes, that is Deontay Saunier, him, Zeke Luna, Nate Gensler. And, don't forget, they're actually going to be playing against Blake Flowers and Matt Rosas because UTPB and Eastern New Mexico, they are both in the Lone Star Conference.
And that's correct. You saw it here on some of these closer-up shots that we have of these players' helmets. They're obviously wearing their high school team's helmets, all these guys that just graduated back in May. But they also have some of the stickers from some of their teammates this week that they've been playing with, or maybe the coaching staffs they've been playing for. So that's cool to see kind of a mix of our local logos all on those helmets. All right, one more run up the middle for the white team. Zeke Luna picks up about 3, maybe 4 yards, we'll call it there, on 1st down. And it's been a heavy dose of the run game so far, Jair.
Yeah, just taking a look at this. A little cut to the right, to the left before he gets brought down by the defense. Zeke Luna, he's making a statement so far in his game.
Ryan Andler from Stanton's in there with the red helmet. He's playing kind of that tight end H-back spot. He's doing a good job blocking, leading the way here for Zeke Luna and the other running backs for the white team. So keep an eye there on Ryan Andler from Stanton in that red helmet as kind of a lead blocker on these plays. All right, Flowers hands it up to Luna up the middle again, and it's methodical, Jair. It's kind of the way a run game works sometimes, and you've talked about it. Coach Ellison, Coach Fortune, they run the football all the time with their teams at Permian and Midland High, so they don't mind this kind of 3 yards in a cloud of dust approach.
Absolutely, but right now they're in the red zone. The pass has been able to work for them going to Matthew Rosas along with Deontay Saunier. I feel like they're going to go with the pass, keep the motion going in the offense so far.
And the other thing that running the football does is it eats up the clock. It keeps the clock running. We're now to about 5.5 minutes left here in the first quarter of this game. White team started with the ball. They have now moved the ball, 70 or so yards here down the field as they're now in the red zone on 3rd down and about 5.
Yeah, Matthew Rosas and Deontay Saunier back in the game for the white team, Jacob.
4 wide receivers now. Little bubble screen out this way. Fake bubble screen. Deep throw to the end zone. Jump ball is incomplete. They're going for Kyle Blanchard, the Midland High receiver on that one. Midland High doesn't throw the ball very much, so guys like Kyle Blanchard probably excited to get a chance to catch in this one. Good pressure there by the blue team. Put some pressure on Flowers, who wasn't able to get a clean throw off on that one. And good coverage on the back end by the defensive back. Tristan Guerrero from Coahoma playing cornerback there for the blue team contested that ball.
So it's 4th and 3, Jacob. It looks like the white team, they will be going for it on 4th down. They're also in pretty good field position, that is.
Well, it's an all-star game, Jair, so it's not like you're playing for your season or a playoff spot or something like that, so may as well utilize all 4 downs. Also, the kicking situation is not real solid in this all-star game because you had a lot of guys who played a field position and were kind of kickers as a second option. So 4th down here, about 4 yards to go, and we get a timeout. I'm assuming the white team called the timeout on that play.
Yeah, I probably want to draw something up very quickly, Jacob.
I don't think the official said if we're going to the timeout there or which team had called that timeout. We're keeping an eye on our guy Jensen down there on the field. He's helping us with our broadcast today. Of course, we've also got Bob Bailey is helping as our producer and director for this game. We've got some of our camera people from CBS7 that are also running our cameras for this game, so you guys can all watch it at home, however you're watching this, streaming, maybe on TV, on KWWT My30. Shout out to Chase and Riley upstairs running our cameras, and also Michael Murph out there in the end zone running that camera out there. Jair, we've got a big 4th down here. What do you think the white team is going to do?
I feel like Coach Fortune is going to pull out something from his own playbook. Why not run a little triple option here? Or I would say go with Matthew Rosas or Deontay Saunier. It's one of the 3 options. That's how I would go with it. So let's see. The blue team, they are coming back out onto the field. The white team, they are coming back out right now. So let's see who's out here right now. It's Matthew Rosas. It's Deontay Saunier. Another notable right now.
Jakey Urias there in the slot from Midland High. You see him in the white socks, white helmet. Luna in the backfield with Flowers. Again, Saunier there. It's one-on-one up top. Well, he's got safety help there. Oh, play almost stuffed in the backfield by Chase Barton. Flowers able to bounce it outside. He's going to get there for the first down. He is not. That's a big stop there by the blue defense. Looked like Tristan Guerrero, the Cahoma defensive back, and Mario Serrano, the Midland Legacy defensive back. They're stopping Flowers short of the first down.
But there's also a flag thrown right there, Jacob.
Holding on the offense. The penalty's declined. Ball goes over and down. First down.
And there you go. They held, but it didn't make any difference as Flowers had to scramble out of there to escape that play. Big stop by the blue team. Long drive to start the game. Almost 7 minutes eaten up there by the white team, but no points to show for it.
So here comes the blue team, Jacob. Now your guy, Cannon Gibson, he should be leading the charge. And then you also have Mecky McCoy, it looks like, at running back.
Yeah, Mecky, the Midland High running back, had a great senior season this year. He's going to go play college football at Hardin-Simmons. Cannon from Wink headed to West Texas A&M. Their first play, quarterback keeper by Gibson. Little trickeration already. Nice hurdle moves. He gets outside. Now he's running away from the defense. Huge gain here by Cannon Gibson. Wow, nice play by the blue team right off the bat. There's some explosiveness for you, Jair.
Absolutely. You have Clint Hartman, and then and he's also joined with an assistant in Cannon's dad, Brian. Now just taking a quick look at the replay. Oh!
The hurdle was nice. The hurdle was nice. Some good blocking out there by the receivers. Jordan Talley, Cannon's Wink teammate out there, had a nice block. Deontay Bass from Permian blocking out there as well, leading the way. All right, let's see what the second play is here for the blue team. Handoff up the middle to Mecky McCoy. He is stopped for almost no gain there. Looked like Gilbert Morales from Midland High making the play, the stop there. Gilbert, a defensive lineman for the Bulldogs, just recently graduated. No big gain there for Mecky McCoy's first carry of the game. Stopped by one of his Bulldog teammates. It's going to be a repetitive theme in this game, and one of the things I think is so cool is these guys getting a chance to compete against each other. All right, more shotgun spread formation, 4 wide receivers. Cannon pump fake going deep down the field. Double coverage there on Jaquan Richardson, and did he make that catch?
Yes, he did, Jacob.
Did. Oh, my goodness, Jair.
Oh, Jaquan Richardson. That was a very nice catch right there, Jake. He was defended by 2 people. Let's look at the replay.
Oh, my gosh. You see Cannon pump fake a quick throw, and then he just throws it deep. Jaquan was double covered, like we said, and it just didn't make a difference. Both DBs, he goes up over them, they both fall down, and he's able to just sprinter finish across the goal line there.
Oh, my goodness, Jake. Some abracadabra magic right there from Cannon to Jaquan. I was at the practice the other day, over the past few days, as a matter of fact. He's able to connect with almost anybody. So West Texas A&M, they have someone to look forward to in Cannon. What a play right there, along with UTPB and Jaquan. As a matter of fact, double coverage, Jake.
Well, we talked about Coach Chris McCullough, UTPB's brand new head football coach. This will be his first season this fall. He has got to be happy with what he's seen so far. Blake Flowers has looked pretty good over there as a quarterback on the white team, and his receivers on that team have looked good as well. And Jaquan Richardson, future UTPB Falcon, with easily the early candidate for best play that we're going to see tonight. That was incredible.
Yes, absolutely, Jake. So let's see who is taking the extra point.
It's Jordan Talley, the receiver from Wink, about 6'5", another UTPB signee. Jordan bounces that one off the bottom of the crossbar, so the extra point is no good there. Jordan misses that one. He did handle kicking duties out there for Wink, but that is 2A football where you have to work with what you've got. You have kids playing offense, defense, and special teams. We're going to stick with it here, Jair. Looks like we're not going to be taking a break, so we'll just analyze, I guess, that first drive from the blue team. I mean, started off with an incredible run by Cannon Gibson, picked up 25, 30 yards on that first carry of the game, and they didn't slow down from there.
I have to talk to Cannon after the game, Jacob. I mean, with that hurdle, I'm wondering if he's training for the Olympics on that one. So a beautiful hurdle, and then he follows up. Well, there was a stuff on the run with Mackie McCoy, but then Cannon just airs it out over to Jaquan Richardson. I mean, hey, Jaquan, I'm wondering if he's looking over at Coach Ellison and just saying, hey, you should have drafted me probably onto your team.
I'll just say it. I picked the blue team before this game. You picked the white team.
Okay,
My
Jake,
pick is looking a little more accurate right now. But maybe the white team could respond here. Okay. Coming out with three receivers here to the near side of the field. Deontay Saunier alone up there at the top. Flowers looking that way. Saunier shakes one tackler, but he is chased down. Good pursuit there by the blue team. Brian Bejarano, a linebacker from Monahans, finishing him off after that quick pass.
Knowing a guy like Saunier, let's just take a quick look at this. Nice reception right there. Ooh, not much that he could gain out of that after a while.
Well, a nice tackle too by Adrian Muzkizio. That's a high corner playing up there. He's gonna, Saunier is a tough ask, and Clint Hartman, the head coach for the blue team, said he's going to try to have safety help on whatever side Saunier's on because he is a speedster, take the top off the defense kind of guy. This time, though, throws over the middle. Matt Rosas almost there for the catch. Two white team receivers very close together there. Flowers tried to fit the ball in there. It looked like a very nice throw. We'll take another look at it. Plenty of time to pass. Good protection from the white team offensive line. And just past the outstretched hands of Matthew Rosas from McCamey. Also in the area, Jakey Urias, a receiver from Midland High. Both of them were there. So that's going to bring up third down. Third down and about 6 here for the white team. I imagine they're going to need to throw in this situation.
Absolutely, Jake. You can't go with the run. Definitely protect the quarterback, and you got to find a target right here. Let's see what Urias and Saunier and Rosas could produce right here. Oh.
But no, it's going to be a run play. Gensler up the middle. Nice gain, but I don't think he got to the... Well, now where the ref is spotting the ball, looks like a first down. So we are, yes, first down by Nate Gensler there, the running back from Kermit. You see, again, Stanton's tight end, Ryan Andler there, making a nice block in the red helmet. Gensler in the yellow helmet fighting for the first down. 3rd and 6, we said, you throw the ball on 3rd and 6. Only thing they can do. No. The white team clearly has shown that they are determined to run the football, and they did it there to pick up a first down.
Well, I was wrong on that, Jake. I'll just say, look, I was wrong. But let's see let's see if they go back to the pass right now with Blake Flowers at QB.
All right, Flowers joined by Gensler once again in the backfield. 1st and 10. They're going to throw on first down here. Nobody there. Rush is on. Flowers steps up, throws this ball deep. He's got his receiver. It's Saunier, but he overthrew them. That's hard to do, to overthrow Deontay Saunier. But that was tough because Blake Flowers was under immediate pressure on that play by the blue team defensive front and had to just kind of scramble. Able to make a play. Almost had a chance on that one. And I think that's part of what UTPB is excited about with Flowers is that he has that escapability, that dynamic ability to get out of the pocket, make things happen when plays break down, when you're under pressure, keep your eyes downfield while you evade defenders and still find receivers there to complete passes. Okay, 2nd and 10 now after that incomplete pass. Flowers dealing with 3 receivers here at the bottom of the screen. Some press coverage, very tight press coverage at the bottom of the screen. That handoff is smothered in the backfield. Great defensive play by the blue team. Jair, did you happen to catch who that was?
I did not happen to catch who that was.
It was number 64 for the blue team. That is Cove Rodriguez from La Mesa. So the Golden Tornadoes showing up here in our broadcast tonight. La Mesa, it's kind of one of those places kind of in between Permian Basin. Is it Permian Basin? Is it not? You never know. First quarter of the first ever Permian Basin All-Star football game. 6-0 right now. The blue team leads. Blue team coached by Midland Legacy's coach, Clint Hartman. They have several of Coach Hartman's Rebel coaches on their staff. Also on that staff for the blue team, Odessa High head coach Dusty Ortiz, Wink head coach Brian Gibson. So there's kind of a mix of guys who are normally assistants, guys who are normally head coaches that have taken an assistant role for one night and one night only, or 1 week only. Big play here, third and about 11, 12 here for the white team. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Deontay Saunier alone at the top. That's where Flowers looks initially, and I think he's going to try to find him. Ooh, and once again, looking for Matt Rosas in the slot, the McCamey receiver. And, it's not Matt's fault, but he is pretty short. He's about 5'7", and we've seen Flowers overthrow him a few times tonight. And I don't know if he were 6 foot, say, would he have been able to get to some of these balls? I don't know, but needless to say, it is now 4th and long. Will we see our first punt of the game? It looks like we are lining up for a punt in this All-Star game, Jair.
Yes, it does, Jake. Let's see who is going to be punting for the white team. That is not. Oh, this is very different. This is nothing that I usually see in a football game. So they're going to punt it off, and it's going to be blue team ball.
Yes, the coaches agreed not to rush after punts or try to block punts. Keep players safe. You don't want to get anybody injured in a game that's for fun, an all-star game like that. I think it's Zeke Luna is the one doing the punting, the running back for the white team who played running back at Midland Legacy. And Zeke was upset because he kind of shanked that punt, and then his teammate from high school, Jamar Roberson, was upset because he dropped that ball with absolutely no one running at him. So we move back to the ball to the blue side of things. I think we did have something happen funny with our last commercial break, Jair. I mean, there's only so much we can see from on the TV. I think we maybe took break while we were still talking, or maybe we're in break when we came back out of the game. So we apologize if anything like that happened. But the good news is we're here to watch some more football. Blue team for their second drive of the game. First drive, they went right down the field and scored. Different quarterback in now for the blue team. Jalen Jones from Odessa High taking the snap.
Jalen Jones working alongside with Dusty Ortiz on his staff. Let's see what happens here.
And just like first play of the game for the blue team, a quarterback keeper on a little read option type play. Not a big gain like it was the first time, though. Jalen Jones smothered in the backfield by a host of white team defenders. We're going to look at that one more time here. Let's see who got there in the backfield. Well, not many people were blocked. That's going to be tough to run on that when you have something like that happen. Number 13 for the white team there, Jaden Taylor from Midland High, was one of the guys who got there very quickly to Jalen Jones, gave him no chance to run. So second and long, handoff up the middle, and that is smothered again. Taylor, once again, flying into the backfield to make that stop.
Now, what's so funny about the both of them, Jake? Well, let's see. The handoff and Jaden Taylor, he brings him down. So you spoke about Jalen Jones and Jaden Taylor. They will be teammates at Hardin-Simmons University, Jake.
That's a good point. That's very interesting, and they'll be teammates in the future, but tonight they are on opposing sides. All right, so third and very long, Odessa High. Jones goes back to pass. Taylor almost got there once again. Deep throw. He's got Jaquan Richardson. Oh, and that was just not thrown out far enough, Jair, I don't think. Richardson, once again, getting behind the defense, had them beat on the throw. Jalen Jones, you see him go back to pass. Protection was pretty good from that blue team offensive lineman. Richardson had a step. Ball just a little bit underthrown.
And Odessa High Bronco almost connecting with a Permian Panther for a nice gain right there, Jake. I was ready for another Jaquan highlight play.
And Luke Martinez from La Mesa, the man breaking that pass up because he was able to catch up there to Richardson just in time to swat that one away. So, quick 3 and out for the blue team after an explosive opening drive for them. We are less than a minute away from the end of the first quarter as we get this punt. That's not a bad punt there. That's our guy Rodriguez from La Mesa showing off his punting skills there as the ball goes back to the white team. And we are ready to head to another break. We will see you in about 90 seconds. Distracted. White team has the football right now, starting a new drive. We just had a punt from the blue team. 2 quick 3 and outs by both teams.
Yes.
White team now with a chance to try and get their first points of the game. They've moved the football well, just no points to show for it yet. 4 wide receivers on the field for Blake Flowers from Seminole. Goes back to pass. Plenty of time going deep down the field's got a man, and collision, and the ball is incomplete. Kyle Blanchard, the Midland High receiver, showing off some speed that, honestly, I don't think I knew he had. Look at the protection from the white team offensive line. 4-man rush gets nowhere close to Flowers. Ball was a pretty throw. It was there, and you almost wonder Blanchard may have saw Mario Serrano flying in there at the end of the play and maybe heard some footsteps.
Oh, yeah, the always aggressive, always physical Mario Serrano. That is someone that is in the safety position / corner position that is not afraid to hit hard and to, grind as well, Jacob. So here comes another play. Let's see. You have Deontay Sone at the bottom of your screen. Blake Flowers, he's ready to snap, and looks like a handoff right there. And the white team was able to get a few yards. As a matter of fact, just trying to see who that was that got the handoff. As a matter of fact, here comes the replay, and that looks like it is Aiden Saucedo from the white team. My mistake. That's Noah Torres from the white team. As a matter of fact, Jacob.
Oh, they got the handoff?
Play clock operator. Until play clocks on both ends of the fields are functioning, please turn off the play clock.
Okay, so our play clocks at each end of the stadium here are not working properly. I mean, I don't think either team's trying to just run the clock down, so we're probably not going to need to worry about the play clock. All right, 3rd and about 6 here for the white team. Big play as they try to keep this drive going. Throw out wide to Jair from Midland High. He is tackled out of bounds short of the line to gain, so we're going to have another 4th down try here for the white team. Both teams have been willing to go for it on 4th down. Urias, he dropped that ball, so he didn't even not hold on to it over there on that sideline, so they did not pick up any yards, and now we'll punt facing a 4th and 7. Zeke Luna, again, the Midland Legacy running back, who never did any punting during the football season that I saw, is handling the punting duties for the white team in this game.
You know what's funny enough, Jake, is that I believe that he was actually the place kicker, as a matter of fact, for Midland Legacy.
Okay, he did handle place kicking duties. Well, white team was supposed to have Nolan Park. Nolan Park comes from Forsan. He played offensive lineman at Forsan, but he's actually better as a kicker and as a punter. He handled the kicking and punting duties there at Forsan. Capable of kicking 50-yard field goals. Nolan Park, another UTPB signee, but he's being held out this week for, you said, precautionary reasons.
Yes, he is. He's being held out for precautionary reasons. Now, what's very funny about him, Jake, is that I got to see him kick when I was at Forsan. Don't forget, I did the pigskin preview on that last year. Jason Phillips, Forsan's head coach, he had me sit there, and he was just like, watch this. And I was like, wow, this kid could really do it.
And so we'll see him at UTPB, and he may be someone that plays right away as a freshman for UTPB. Kicker is one of those positions. Blue team with the ball. Quick throw out to Deontay Bass, who is still running, Jair. Don't look down yet, because Deontay's still running after catching that quick throw, picking some nice blocks up there from his teammate Jaquan Richardson from Permian, and also a blue team teammate. And that looked like was going to be no gain at all. Here you see the replay. Gibson throws a quick ball out to Deontay Bass. He's almost tackled there for almost no gain by the white team, but he stiff arms a few defenders, turns it all the way back across the field. Nobody getting there. See a nice block from Eli Price, the tight end. There, number 2, Jaquan Richardson. Look at him fighting on that blocking there as well. So great play there when it looked like nothing was going on for the blue team.
How about these Permian receivers that are showing out so far, Jake? Wow.
And Coach Hartman on that team was excited about having those Permian receivers. Quick handoff here to Isaiah Eleda, running back from Kahoma. He's a guy who on the rosters was actually listed as being a defensive back, but I saw in practice this week that they would have him have the ball. He's got the Permian P on the side of his helmet, so you almost think it's a white Permian helmet or a white Legacy helmet, but that's Isaiah Eleda from Kahoma. And like we talked about, some of these guys, played together this week. They shared their helmet stickers with each other. Maybe the coaching staffs from those teams were like, you know what, Isaiah, I like you. You could have been a Legacy Rebel. Here's a little L sticker for your helmet. Cannon keeps the ball rolling out to the left and just misses on the throw to Bass there on the little corner route. That's kind of something new that we haven't seen yet so far, is a little quarterback rollout. They fake the run play, get Eli Price out there into the flat. Cannon could have checked it down to him, but had Bass open, just wasn't able to connect on that throw further down the field.
But we'll see what they'll be able to do right here. Looks like we are on 3rd and 6. I was wrong before on quite a big gain, and I said that they should pass that was when it was white team possession. But we'll see what Cannon does here. I actually say I'll go with pass again, Jacob.
I think it's going to be a pass. The blue team with that Midland Legacy coaching staff is going to be much more likely to throw the ball as much as they want. And sure enough, Cannon goes back to pass. Some pressure up the middle right away, but he's able to dodge outside of it and scramble for the first down, beats the defense there, and that's part of what Cannon brings to your team. He's been doing that for 4 years as a starter out there for the Wink Wildcats. 2A school led them to, I'm not even sure how many playoff wins, a 3rd-round playoff appearance this past season. I believe they went to the second or third round the year before that and the year before that. Rich tradition of football history there. And, of course, his dad, Coach Brian Gibson, is going to miss Cannon as his starting quarterback this upcoming season in Wink. It'll be the first time in a long time that he hasn't had one of his sons playing there for the Wink Wildcats. So new, fresh set of downs here for the blue team. Cannon, quick throw out to Jaquan Richardson. Richardson wanted to cut it back underneath his lineman, but the throw was almost so quick that none of the linemen were able to get out there and block for him on that screen. See again, almost a quick fake run, throw out by Gibson. Richardson, yeah, he was kind of trying to run it back, as if you see on those tunnel screens where you get all the linemen out there in front blocking for him, but realized he had no help out there, so cut it up and got what he could there. Nice gain of about 8 yards.
He was trying to cross up Deontay Saunier, who's actually playing defense, Jake.
Well, that's interesting. It's an all-star game, so you have guys that maybe have never played defense before are now getting reps on the defensive side of the ball.
Quick pass right there. Looks like Jaquan dropped that one right there, Jake. Let's see what happens now on this possession right there. We are on 3rd and 2. I say throw back over to Jaquan, him trying to break some ankles and everything.
Well, and that's probably what the legacy coaches are thinking, because they know Deontay Saunier, number 2 out there at the top of your screen, is not a defensive back. He's a wide receiver who played for Midland Legacy. They know that he probably can't cover Jaquan up there at the top. But instead, it's a run to Isaiah Leda, forced to bounce it outside. Can he get there for the first down? Yes, he can. Good fight there from the former Kahoma Bulldog, as it looked like he had nothing going for him. You see, right off the edge, there's the number 13 again from the blue team, from the white team, Jaden Taylor from Midland High, blowing up another play, but good persistence from Isaiah Eleda, the Kahoma running back, to fight and get that first down.
I saw Eleda in pace game previews, Jacob. Now, he is very physical, and he could bulldoze through a lot of players. I mean, I think that he could bulldoze through a lineman, him running at full speed, as a matter of fact.
All right, Eli Price, the big back there in the backfield. Cannon spinning and taken down very quickly. Oh, we've lost a helmet. And let's see, do UIL rules apply in this all-star game? If you lose your helmet, do you have to come out of the game? Gibson, the one who lost his helmet. Tighten up that chin strap, Cannon. Looks like you do not have to come out because this is an all-star game. If this was a UIL, normal high school football game, you lose your helmet on a play, you must come out for at least one play. Unless, of course, there was a penalty by the other team that forced your helmet to come off. There's some fun facts and college or high school football rules for you here on this broadcast on KWWT My30 of the first ever Permian Basin FCA All-Star Game. 2nd and long here, and we've got a timeout by one of these teams.
Looks like it could be the blue team. Or
now Clint Hartman appears to be gesturing, no, I don't want a timeout. So looks like we'll keep playing. Maybe they thought that they needed to call a timeout to get Cannon back on the field because of that helmet rule that we just discussed, but I don't think that applies in this game, so they get to keep their timeout, and we continue to play. Cannon on another quarterback keeper. And, Jair, I was kind of wondering, he's going on to play college football at West Texas A&M, and I was kind of curious if he would even play in this game. A lot of guys that go off to play in college maybe want to protect their health and things like that. So not only is he playing, he is running the football quite a bit in this all-star game. Looked like David Madrid, the linebacker from Pecos there on the tackle. You see Madrid there on the white team there at the linebacker spot, number 56. Stands out because he's got that purple Pecos helmet on and a big neck roll. He's not a very big kid, he's a small linebacker, but he wears a big neck roll, and he is a good football player. Mikey McCoy, not very much going there for him as he's dragged down once again by his Midland High former teammate, Gilbert Morales, number 58, there making the stop. And Mekhi is someone we have not yet seen really an explosive play from Jair.
Not yet so far, Jake. It is kind of surprising. Another person that I have noticed is that Jordan Talley is out there too to go alongside with Cannon Gibson. So I want to see those guys get some plays, a little Wink Wildcats, linking up between Cannon and Jordan too.
That's true. We haven't seen a ball thrown Jordan's way yet. He's the tall receiver down here at the bottom of your screen. Maybe it's going his way this time. No, it is not. That was thrown for Deontay Bass, but way too high. Bass had no chance at that one, and it's probably for the best because there were several defenders there in the area. All right, so we are going to take another commercial break. I know we are for sure this time. We will be back in about 90 seconds. Just had a turnover on downs by the blue team, so white team back on the field with the football. Blake Flowers, a little option play, pitch out wide to Zeke Luna. He is Well, not really dragged down. That was his former Midland Legacy teammate Jamar Roberson trying to take him down, but Zeke overpowered him and picked up some extra yards.
Now, Jake, this was the bread and butter for the white team before. Zeke Luna running the ball. Now, he was able to get some yards. Let's see if they could finally get some points on the board on this drive, Jake.
And now he said that the white team wouldn't run the triple option, that offense that you've seen the Permian Panthers run since the dawn of time, I suppose, and that Midland High has utilized since hiring Thad Fortune as their head coach because he brings that Permian offense with him. That, though, your traditional just kind of speed option play. Quarterback keeps it. He reads the defenders in front of him. If they come after him, pitches it out to the running back. If not, he'll keep it himself. So maybe watch for that later on if they pull that play out again. Maybe Flowers will keep it next time. Run up the middle to Luna. Another nice gain for him as they easily pick up the first down. On that play, we keep the white team rolling. And Jair, I'll say it again, Ryan Andler in the red helmet there from Stanton. I really like what he's doing as a blocker. And he's a guy who, he played linebacker for Stanton. I believe he played running back more so than this kind of tight end H-back role that you're seeing him in here. But start the game clock. Clock should be running. It was a first down. It's changed or reset. So just a little chime in there from our referee crew down on the field. I don't know if this is an all-star referee crew. We didn't get the chance to go down and talk with them before the game. We were doing our pregame show on CBS7 News at 6 as well. But maybe they're all-star refs that we got to call this game too. Flowers, plenty of time, throws this ball deep downfield. He's got a man. It's Saunier, and did he just trip before he could get the ball? Did it go off his fingertips? No catch there. Looked like he had him, though. You see good protection from the white offensive lineman. Big Nigel Wallace from Midland Legacy there at the left tackle spot. Saunier had the defense beat, and man, it was just beyond his fingertips. We've seen that so much really on both sides of this game. White team especially is throwing the ball, taking some chances down the field, but just not able to connect on a consistent basis yet on those throws.
Three defenders around him, but also shout out to Mario Serrano for lifting up Saunier. Nice, gesture right there.
All right, so white team goes back to the run game because they like that. Ooh, and there's a little payback from Roberson coming up from that safety spot. We said earlier, Luna stiff-armed him on this play. Watch the hit this time from Roberson coming up from that safety spot. Bit of an enforcer. Yeah, there you go, Zeke. Two guys who were teammates at Midland Legacy for the past several seasons, both seniors this past year. Big hit by Roberson. And Jair, you mentioned Roberson, you heard, is going to walk on at the UTPB football program.
That is right, Jacob. Roberson is looking to walk on at UTPB. He has something to show for it in this game, as a matter of fact.
It's kind of one of those late bloomers. He didn't start till this season, his senior year of high school. Was a starting defensive back there for the Midland Legacy Rebels. I know Clint Hartman was high on him. He, coming into the season, said this was the best defensive back group that he had ever had. And they were quite a good group despite Legacy's early season struggles. They've taken a timeout out on the field, but we are staying here, and we'll talk through this timeout break. We're facing a 3rd and 9, almost 3rd and 10 on this upcoming play for the white team. Jair, I know we think this is a passing situation, but what are they going to do?
Ooh, this is very tough because obviously Zeke Luna, he has made his name so far in the run game for the white team, but also when it comes to the receptions and the passing and receiving, not Blake Flowers, he hasn't really been able to connect with a lot of his guys since earlier in the first quarter.
And you figure we've seen it. This is 4-down territory at this point. They've crossed by a yard over the 50-yard line, so I doubt that they would punt in this situation, but maybe they could if they don't pick up any yards here. But I figure if they gain, even 4 or 5 on this play, that they will then go for it on 4th down. Flowers in the backfield, joined by Matt Rosas. I think that's Matt, or is that Noah Torres? It looks like a McCamey helmet. No, so that's Noah Torres in the backfield with Flowers here. Pressure by the blue team. Flowers able to evade it. Finds Saunier. Beautiful juke move as he escapes the defense. Oh, and he fumbles the football. The ball is still loose, and I think the blue team hopped on it right in front of the blue team sideline. They all say that they got the ball, and yes, look at the big fella comes up with it. Number 99, Amasie Rowley from Midland High recovered that fumble. One more time. Flowers evades the pressure. That was nice. Completes the pass to Saunier. That's nice. Great juke move, but then maybe trying to do too much after the catch.
Yes, just doing a little bit too much right there, Jake. Looks like he slipped a little bit right there after getting the reception.
By the blue team. So Jalen Jones back at quarterback for the blue team. We saw him earlier go quick 3 and out. This time hands it off to his former Odessa High compatriot, Mark Marichalar, but Marichalar dragged down after no gain, a loss of yards on that play.
Now, Jake, taking a look at the replay.
Jackson Loudermilk from Andrews, big linebacker, headed to Saul Ross down in Alpine. Jackson, he's a big kid. He's 220 pounds or so, but he's also really fast. He ran track for them. He ran running back for them for a little bit. So he's one of the faster big kids that you'll see out here on this field, and he blew up the play that time. Hand out to Marichalar again. This time, a much bigger hole for him to run through as he almost picks up the first down, running over a few white team defenders on his way for that one. Look at the blocking from the blue team offensive line. Oh, my goodness. Jair Bobé, your guy, with a pancake on that play, number 66 from Midland Legacy. He opened that one up, and Marichalar able to hit the hole.
It's funny that you mentioned Jair Bobé with a pancake, because he was telling me at practice, he was like, I want to pancake somebody in this game. I want it in the highlight reel.
Well, we'll try to put that in the highlight reel and make sure we say his name right. Jair Bobé. Could have used some more blocking on that one, though. Andler, and it looked like Nate Gensler from Kermit blowing that play up in the backfield for not much of a gain there. And we're faced with a 4th down now for the blue team. Thanks to that good work from the white team linebackers. Gensler, a good shot of him there in the Kermit Yellow Jacket outfit. Like we mentioned, he's headed to Eastern New Mexico. He's pointing at the back of his jersey. It's almost like he knows he's on camera. How did that happen? They must have said his name over the PA system or something. But that worked out very nicely. Shout out to our camera crew and our director for catching that. This blue team, I like their offensive line. Cruz Rojas, we'll go from left to right here. I'll try. Cruz Rojas from Fort Stockton, Jose Guerrero from Odessa High, Jackson Alexander from Midland Christian, Drew Coker from Monahans, and then, like we said, Jair Bobé from Midland Legacy are the linemen here for that team. All 5 of them are going to play college football at various schools, so a very talented group and pretty good sized group up front there for the blue team. 2:39 here left before halftime, and I feel like no time has really run off the clock here with these last few possessions by these teams. I thought we were very close to halftime, but we'll see if we get there. Maybe white team can add some points. And, Blake Flowers is in trouble. Darren Ureste giving chase. That ball thrown to Saunier is kind of just a bailout along the sideline. So they salvage what looked like a totally broken play and at least get a few yards out of it.
Looks like Saunier was getting into it a little bit with John Luan from Pecos at the end of the play, Jake.
Never see a kid fighting with a kid from Pecos. Of all places, Midland Legacy and Pecos are not traditional rivals, but everybody's competing out here tonight. Again, this whole week has been about fellowship, brotherhood, discipleship, but it's also still a football game, and these guys want to win.
Absolutely, Jake. Absolutely.
All right, 3 receivers to the top of your screen for the white team. Flowers going back to pass, looking that way. Completed to Kyle Blanchard, the Midland High receiver, and that is easily a first down. Got a 15-yard gain on that play. Nice play there. Blake Flowers, the quarterback, plenty of time to throw. Blanchard, lots of space there as well. I can only assume he ran a nice route before he was dragged down by Moose Keys, the Odessa High alum. Going a little faster tempo here. Deontay Saunier, you are offsides. Back up a little bit. All right, now the white team is ready to go now that everyone is back on the line of scrimmage. Pressure from the blue team. Flowers escapes out of there. Now he's one-on-one in the open field, and he ducks out of bounds, but not until after he picks up another first down.
Able to save some clock here. 1:38 left on it. Nice heads-up play by Blake Flowers on that, Jake.
And probably the best drive we've seen from the white team so far. They got the ball first in this game. They drove about 70 yards down the field, but were unable to punch the ball in before turning it over on downs and didn't attempt a field goal. But this drive here, they look to have a good tempo about them and maybe finding a little more sync in their passing game. And then Flowers, of course, has that ability to, even when the play is not there, extend it and pick up a first down like he just did on that last play.
If I were him, I would go back to Saunier trying to get a reception, get some momentum, get some get back too, Jake.
All right, big run by Luna up the middle for almost another first down. White team is churning along here, and it's not in their nature to go like a hurry-up, no-huddle type of a thing. You have a player down on the field, and that's what
Time out on the field for an injured player.
Definitely don't want to see in an all-star game like this is an injury. Like I said, he walked off on his own, so that's usually a good sign. Not always, doesn't always tell the full story, but that is a good sign. So we are back now. 2 receivers to each side for Flowers in the shotgun. Luna leaves the backfield. Flowers has to step up to avoid pressure. More pressure. He cannot escape everyone, but he is able to throw that ball away to avoid the sack. Got it. Past the line of scrimmage. Got it. Out of bounds in the area of receiver, so did not get called for an intentional grounding call. Good pressure there by the blue team defensive line. They've got a nice group up there. You see two Odessa High defensive linemen in Jamichael Cobb and Demarion Gray, joined by Chase Barton from Midland Legacy. Big 79 there in the middle. And who's their other defensive lineman they have out there? It is 45 is Carson Hufford from Midland Christian, is also out there helping that group apply pressure. So pretty good size on that defensive front for Midland High, and pretty good, or Midland High, the blue team. I don't know why I thought they were Midland High. That doesn't even make any sense. But for the blue team, good size on their defensive line and pretty athletic for some big boys as well.
Well, the Midland High head coach is part of their coaching staff, Jake.
That must have been what I was.
Or on the opposite.
He's not even on the same team, so it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It happens. Zeke Lunahan off the middle, stuffed immediately by his former Midland Legacy teammate Chase Barton. Barton headed off to go play college football. Jair Chase is headed to Hardin-Simmons as well.
Simmons no, not Hardin-Simmons.
Mary Hardin
Baylor.
One of those purple and yellow Division III schools in Texas. They both have Hardin in their name. Chase headed off to Mary Hardin Baylor, which, of course, is one of the best teams in Division III football almost every year. So he's joining an elite Division III football program, and sometimes that's better than going D2 or D1. You always got to find what the good fit for you is, and if you can play for a team that's always winning or competing for national championships, that's pretty fun too.
But speaking of a good fit, what is a good fitting play right here so that the white team can get some momentum back on their drive?
I think they're going to run the ball here on 4th and short. There's that option we saw earlier, but this time it does not work as the pitch is dropped and recovered by the blue team. Looked like Monahan's, looks like Adon Saucedo, one of the Monahan's players on that defense, able to pick it up. You see two of them out there on that side, Saucedo and Brian Bejarano. It's Saucedo who dives on that ball. Adon is headed to play college baseball, so he's a guy who played football for the Lobos and obviously playing football here tonight, but I imagine this will be his last football game because he's going to go play college baseball. We have 18 seconds left here before halftime. Jair, do you think the blue team's going to take a shot?
Oh, Clint Harmon is the head coach, Jacob. Come on, what kind of a question is that?
Okay, I guess that answers it. Will Murchison, I think, has been working as the offensive coordinator for the blue team this week. He's the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach there at Midland Legacy. He's been working on running that offense for the blue team this week. I think he's probably the one down there in the middle of their huddle. So, okay, Jair thinks that they're going to go for it, try to, get some plays here. How many timeouts are left? One timeout left for each team.
Yes.
And, yeah, maybe you see this is their feeler out play. You try to take a shot maybe down the middle of the field, get a timeout called, maybe pick up a first down, something out breaking to the sidelines to get a nice gain and get yourself in position for maybe a Hail Mary before the half. Gibson immediately bails out of the pocket, rolls to his right. He's going to have to keep this one. Jordan Talley, big block there. That's the kind of thing they usually throw a flag for, and yes, there is the flag. That's tempting because it used to be one of the best plays you could make in football was kind of a crackback block like that where you catch a defender not looking, you just put your shoulder into his chest, you light him up, it feels
Personal
great.
Foul. Illegal inside block.
But nowadays,
number 3.
Yeah.
It's a personal foul. So 15 yards there
Still first down
against Jordan Talley and the blue team. And now, I think with 9 seconds left on the clock and you're 15 yards further back than you were before, I doubt we see the blue team take a shot. But again, it's an all-star game. But Clint Hartman's not going to want to lose to Jeff Ellison in any game, I'll tell you that. So if he can protect his 6-0 lead, he's going to do it.
Hey, it doesn't matter if it was ping pong. Jake still don't want to lose.
Or Monopoly is the other thing you always love to say. All right, Gibson, quick screen out to Jaquan Richardson. And that's not a bad idea. Give your most explosive player the ball in space. And, ooh, he was very close to breaking that. They stopped the clock with 1 second left. And now, with the ball around the 45-yard line,
their third and final time out of the half with 1 second remaining in the half.
To the end zone. Sorry, Mr. Official. I've got to work on that, not talking over the referee, because I know you want to hear what they're saying. Blue team called that timeout after nice gain. Quick screen throw out to Jaquan Richardson, who used his athleticism, his speed to pick up a nice gain. And now, okay, ball, I thought it was more around the 45. It's more around the 50. So that's a long throw for Cannon. He may have that in his arm. He has a very strong arm. But that's going to be a long throw to make. So maybe you see... Well, this is where I would think maybe you see like a hook and ladder type play, one of those trick plays, a double pass, something like that. But I saw in the Midland Reporter Telegram that the coaches for these two teams had agreed not to run trick plays. I guess,
Really?
it's some kind of honor among coaches sort of thing, and wanting to play a clean game, I guess, where you have to just beat them based off your skills and merits as football players and coaches, not thanks to any trickeration. But this would be the perfect place to pull out something like that, kind of a hook and ladder type play, or maybe a deep cross, and then you run somebody in behind them, pitch it to them, catch the defense sleeping. I know. Trick plays are part of what make all-star games fun. I was expecting to see some this week, but I read that in the MRT, and that was like, well, okay. That's where I also saw the thing about the no rushing of the punters in this game as well.
I was thinking of something cool like Jalen Jones and Cannon Gibson, and Cannon turns into a receiver for a second.
All right. Well, you've got some big receivers on the field for the blue team. They've certainly got a size advantage on the white team. Jordan Talley up there at the top. He's about 6'4", 6'5". Down here at the bottom as well, Eli Price is about 6'4", 6'5". So if you get the ball to the end zone, you could win a jump ball. But that ball, very underthrown. Cannon got hit as he was trying to let that one go.
That's
Deontay Sonye, the receiver for the white team, who was back there playing defensive back, able to pick that one off as we end the half. Blue team leads this game at the halftime 6-0. Certainly anything can happen here in the second half. Jair and I are going to take a break, but we've got some news, some weather, and some stories to share with you while we wait for halftime of this game to end. Game blue team versus white team. Blue team, led by the Midland Legacy coaches, leads 6-0 over the white team, led by the Permian coaches and also Thad Fortune from Midland High. Blue team scored on their first drive of the game, and then we got no points after that. Let's see, maybe they can score on their opening drive of the second half. Cannon Gibson rolling out here, the quarterback for Wink, finds his Wink teammate, Jordan Talley, for a nice gain across the middle, and that's a first down to start the second half.
That's what I was telling you about before, Jacob. It would be interesting to see those two connect, and the first play of the second half, hey, Gibson to Talley, nice first down. Let's see if they could keep the drive flowing.
And 6-0, it's a low-scoring game here. Again, teams had limited time to prepare for this matchup, so not entirely surprising. Gibson goes to Talley again. The big receiver fights his way for very close to a first down. We'll see if they give that to him or not. Talley goes about 6'4", 6'5". I think it's 6'4", 6'5", Jair. Don't sell him short now. Jordan, a future UTPB Falcon. He'll be a freshman there for UTPB this fall after a great career with the Wink Wildcats. So a very small school player there, moving on to the college level, like his quarterback Cannon is. Cannon, maybe a little miscommunication there for the blue team. It looked like Cannon wanted to throw another quick screen out to Talley again. They're talking about it now with each other down there on the field. So, yeah, a little miscommunication, I think. So Gibson just tucked that ball and tried to pick up what he could. Got about 2 yards on that little quarterback scramble. The white team has functioned better with Gibson at quarterback. He led their touchdown drive. We've seen Jalen Jones, the Odessa High quarterback, also play behind center there for the blue team. But Cannon has gotten, I'd say, most of the reps and has had more success back there so far. Quick screen out to Permian alum Jaquan Richardson, and Jaquan has been the most explosive player we've seen in this game so far. He had the lone touchdown of this game, made a great leaping catch over 2 players, and now this one on a quick screen where he's just so dangerous. You throw the ball out to him, gets a block from his Permian teammate, Deontay Bass. Nice blocking, Deontay.
On the offense.
But maybe a little
10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
I was going to say, watching it there on the replay, maybe a little too good of blocking as he got his hands kind of outside the frame of the defender there, and I'm assuming that's where the hold was called. So, the great gain by Jaquan Richardson called back, and now we face a 2nd and 11.
Very tough play right there. The screen pass working so far for the blue team coming out of the half, and then kind of burst some of the momentum right there. 2nd and 21 on this play right now, Jake.
All right, 3 receivers, the big tight end Eli Price moving in motion, and that's a false start by the Legacy line as well. So,
offense number 66, the 5-yard penalty, and it remains second down.
That is our guy, Herrevis Bobe, Midland Legacy Rebel, soon to be UTPB Falcon. He has been playing well tonight. We saw him pancake a few defenders earlier, but they're just a little mental lapse. And again, I think that goes to the time that they had. Only 3 days of practice this week to prepare for this All-Star game. Gibson, quick screen out to Jaquan Richardson, and they're going to take that all day. If the defender on that side is backed off at all, throw the ball out there to your best playmaker probably and get him one-on-one.
Yes, that is right there, Jake. Just looking at the replay, Jaquan trying to juke past Deontay Sonier. Sonier wasn't allowing it. Jaquan, he almost got by him though.
He did. And again, Saunier there in the white team number 2. He is a receiver by trade. That's what he's going to college, I assume, to go play receivers, but he did so well for the Legacy Rebels this past season, headed to eastern New Mexico. But the white team is playing him out there at corner because he is athletic and can maybe match up with someone as explosive as Richardson there on the outside.
Yes.
Gibson facing immediate pressure from the white team. That ball thrown deep to the end zone. Tally is there, caught, and touchdown for the blue team. The Wink Wildcat connection. Gibson scrambling to make this play happen. Again, immediate pressure by the white team there, but Gibson able to escape out of there, step into it on the run, thrown high where only the 6'4" or 6'5", debatably, Jordan Talley can go up and get that ball. Beautiful play from the blue team, and they take a 12-0 lead.
Mitchell Olsen got burned right there by Jordan Talley. Now, Jake, one thing I was going to tell you is that the UTPB receivers, they were really showing out to begin the second half. And now Jordan Talley, he fulfills it with a touchdown in the end zone.
Well, you've got, what? You've got 4 guys in this game who are going to be future UTPB receivers. Is that right? You've got Richardson and Talley on the blue team, and you've got Matt Rosas, and there's another one on the white team, I believe.
There is another one on
2-point play here for the blue team. Mecky McCoy on the direct snap, and he gets into the basically walks into the end zone there for the 2 points. So that makes up for the missed extra point that the blue team had after their first play. And look at that. There's a nice celebration between Mecky and his offensive line as they take a 14-0 lead in this game thanks to the successful 2-point try, making up for that missed extra point on their first touchdown there in the first quarter. We're going to switch ends of the field here, but we're going to stay with this game broadcast. The celebration for the blue team. They're feeling good now. And in a low-scoring game like this, Jair, a 2-touchdown deficit may be too much to overcome.
That might be true, Jake. So that brings me to this question with you. If you were the white team, I mean, what do you do in this scenario? I mean, obviously you have to try to score a touchdown, but who do you primarily go to?
Well, you've got to, I think you trust Flowers. Flowers is a UTPB signee at the quarterback spot here from Seminole. And so I think you put the ball in his hands and let him make some plays because he's shown the ability to do so. Here, right off the bat, throw deep downfield. Got a man. Ooh, it is broken up. Nice play there by, I believe that's Tristan Guerrero, the cornerback, out there on that side for the blue team. Here you see Flowers, plenty of time to throw. 4-man rush gets nowhere close to him. Steps up in the pocket. Had Kyle Blanchard kind of run in step for step there, though, was Tristan Guerrero from Kahoma able to break that one up. And Guerrero's one of those guys who Coach Hartman, the Midland Legacy coach who's coaching the blue team tonight, had a lot of praise for this week, who I think he's impressed that they've got some kids that come from these 3A and 4A schools who are really good football players, really good athletes. I know Guerrero's got good size. He's going to run college track is what he's signed up to do, so he's obviously got the speed and athleticism as well. Okay, 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's that quick option by the white team again. That time, not working at all. Blown up by the blue team defenders. Looks like one of their linebackers got in there. I think it was maybe one of the Pecos kids who made the play on that. When you see the quick pitch out there, or no, it was Greenwood. Sean Kelly, the linebacker from Greenwood, another guy who Coach Hartman had praise for this week, blowing that option play up in the backfield.
Looks like Keaton Bolton wasn't able to get any run that play. Now we're at 3rd and 10, trying to find a way to connect with the receiver, get a first down on a running play.
And deep in your own territory here, I don't think we see the run on this play. I think they're going to have to go to the air here for the white team. 3 receivers on this side, 1 receiver up top. Flowers looking toward the 3-receiver side. Ooh, Saunier was there. Ball was a little too high, and he took a big shot there from John Lujan from Pecos. Nice hit there after that ball was incomplete.
Yeah, those two, they were kind of getting into it a little bit in the first half right there, Jake. Ooh.
Oh, man, that is a nice, and it's a clean hit by Lujan as well. Kept his helmet out of it and was able to make sure, because I don't think Saunier was going to catch that one anyway, but Lujan absolutely made sure that no one caught that ball.
Oh, Saunier's still chirping out there just a little bit, too.
Well, no one likes to get lit up, and he's probably upset that he wasn't able to make that catch also. So we get another punt here from Zeke Luna from Midland Legacy. He is not a punter this season for the Rebels. That one goes away, and the blue team will start with it around their own 45, so pretty good field position.
Now, one thing that I did notice, Jake, is that they didn't even go with Zeke Luna really on any of the. They didn't really go with Zeke Luna on any of those plays to begin the second half, Jake. So I'm a little bit surprised by Coach Ellison and Coach Fortune for that.
Yeah, Zeke had some success running the ball earlier in this game, but, these are all-star teams. You got a stable of good running backs on both sides, so you try to keep those legs fresh, and maybe they know they're going to need Zeke to close this thing out for them down the stretch. So blue team, after we just saw them go down the field quite quickly, that big pass from Cannon Gibson to Jordan Talley for the touchdown. Quarterback chains as Jalen Jones steps in at the quarterback spot here. Handed off to Mark Marichalar, his OHS teammate, and that is a nice gain. Best play we've seen from Marichalar so far this evening, taking that handoff. Let's take another look at it. Blocking up front there. Good block by Cruz Rojas from Fort Stockton. Look at him seal the edge off 75. Good job, big fella. Marichalar follows it and picks up the first down.
Nice job by, hometown rival Deontay Bass with the block right there as well, too.
And that's the thing. These Permian receivers are good at blocking, and it makes sense because they run the ball so much at that school. Here, Bass paid off for that good blocking, and now he is broken free, and he is in the end zone for a touchdown. We have a flag on the field, so we'll have to see what it is. It's obviously in the area where you had linemen and receivers out there blocking, holding. We'll listen and see what the ref has to call. But for now, that was a touchdown by Deontay Bass and the blue team. Ref's still thinking it over. Here we go. Still talking it over. Maybe just wave it off. Can we have the touchdown? We'd rather see a high-scoring game.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
All right, didn't give us a number on who committed the hold out there, but like I said, it must have been someone lead blocking on that screen, and it was well blocked. Bass caught that ball, took off straight down the sideline, and no one was there to stop him for what could have been probably a back-breaking touchdown for the white team if the blue team had been able to take a 21-0 lead right there, I guess. Yes. 20-0, because we can't take any extra points for granted in this game.
Yes, it could have, Jake. But, hey, the white team, they have to make a defensive stop right here, and they can't let this game get out of hand. I mean, try to keep it close, at least for the crowd and for your own sake.
Okay, so instead we have 1st and 4, which is not something you see often. Marichalar takes the handoff. He's finding space again. Ooh, and he was maybe a tackle away from breaking that thing to the outside and getting all the way to the end zone. I talked about that blue team offensive line. They've got 5 college football players, or soon-to-be college football players up there. Eli Price, the big tight end, 35. He's going to Blinn College, so he's going to spend a year in JUCO in hopes of elevating his stock and moving on to a 4-year university. But point is, you've got a very large group of boys up there on that blue offensive line and guys who are good. They're all going to play college football. Jalen Jones, quarterback for OHS, slings that one out. Woo, that was well behind Jaquan Richardson, maybe even a backwards pass there, but goes out of bounds, so no damage done on that play. And, yeah, that's fluttering. I think Jalen just tried to catch it as quick as he could and just get it out. You hear about sometimes on those screen passes, don't even throw with the laces. Just catch the ball and throw it. But, you're always taught to throw with the laces because it helps you spin it and control the ball. Not a lot of control there as that one sails out of bounds. So we face 3rd and very, very short. 3rd and what I've got to say would be inches here, so you expect just a run up the middle, and that is what we get. Marichalar picking up the first down, and yeah, wow. The holes are opening up here with that blue team offensive line.
I was about to say, on this play, Jake, I'm going back to Marcos Marichalar. Look at him going in for the first down. Not afraid of any contact as he gets brought down by the defense, but he's been leading the blue team on his drive, Jacob.
Bobay had another pancake there, it looked like, at the left tackle spot. Jackson Alexander from Midland Christian, number 58, pulled around. He got a nice block. And good blocking from the other tight end on this team, Blaine Mendoza from Odessa High was leading the way there as well. So we feed Marichalar again. Another short gain on that one as he is stopped. Looks like Gilbert Morales, 58, from the white team on the tackle. You've said his name quite a few times tonight, a Midland High player who, honestly, Jair, and it's part of what we do with the highlights and stuff on CBS7, that you don't always feature players who aren't scoring touchdowns, so defensive tackles don't get as many shout-outs on our show. So I wasn't as totally familiar with Morales' game, maybe, but he's played well here tonight.
Yes, he has, Jake. Yes, he has.
All right, Jalen Jones in the shotgun, 2nd and about 7. He's going to the end zone with this throw. He has got Jaquan Richardson, and that is a touchdown for the blue team. 2nd touchdown of the game for Jaquan, and, man, he just continues to show out. Jalen Jones going back. Jalen Jones from Odessa High. Very nice throw. Richardson with plenty of space getting behind, matched up on Jair there from Midland High. So the Permian Panther beats the Midland High Bulldog for that one. And Richardson, I think, I keep saying, has been the most explosive player in this game, maybe the most impressive player we've seen in this game.
Yes, he has. And right now, Jake, he's received a touchdown from Cannon Gibson and Jalen Jones. It looks like he could be running away with the All-Star Game MVP or All-Star Player of the Game that is.
Well, that's true. I guess we don't have like a Player of the Game segment planned out, but we could give one away. We can do whatever we want. We're in charge here. And Jaquan going to UTPB this fall to be a freshman on the Falcons football team, so that's very exciting for those of us here in the Midland-Odessa area that a hometown player of this caliber, this talent, is going to be staying close to home. Jordan Talley here going to try the extra point, and that one skipped off. I'm not sure what that hit off of, honestly. Jordan put the first extra point off the bottom of the crossbar. That one did not make it to the crossbar, so we stay 20-0 here with the blue team leading. We are going to take a break after that score, but we will be back with more in about 90 seconds. All right, and we are back here at Astound Broadband Stadium for the Permian Basin FCA All-Star Game. Blue team just took a 20-0 lead in this game, Jair.
Yes, they have, Jake, and they've done it on the backs of the UTPB commits. We're talking about 2 Jaquan Richardson touchdowns. We're also talking about a Jordan Talley touchdown. Now, one thing that I want to point out is that on that last drive, you said with the way of how Permian runs the ball, these Permian receivers, they know how to block. But you give and then you take back. Jaquan Richardson, he comes back with a touchdown, and I mean, it's a great sight to see what he provides.
Well, right, it's fun to see him in an offense that's like this, a little more modern spread type of deal, not that triple option Permian offense we're used to seeing, which. Don't forget, you can get some explosive plays with that Permian offense. Things getting a little chippy down there on the field. Watch the guy in the red helmet here, Ryan Andler from Stanton. He makes a great block, driving his defender all the way into the ground, off of the screen, really. And then Mario Serrano, you see, in the blue, got tossed down there at the end of the play, so he wasn't happy about that. So we have some pushing and shoving down there on the field, which, again, guys, come on, we're all for fun and fellowship of Christian athletes and those things, right?
Yeah, Mario Serrano getting thrown to the ground. That's not a sight that I'm used to seeing, Jake.
All right, the blue team is all huddling up together here. We've got our official.
Sportsmanlike conduct fouls. It's second down.
And yeah, so the blue team here is all gathered up, and I imagine that is to address the offsetting unsportsmanlike fouls we just had, that we don't want any chippiness, we don't want any fighting in a game that is, again, an all-star game where we want to be competitive. Somebody's going to win this game because we're keeping score, but these guys have spent all week together building relationships, strengthening their relationships, individual relationships with Christ, and getting to, maybe for some of them, meet him for the first time, get to know about him for the first time. And so we have a football game, but there's bigger picture things going on this week as well that we want to keep in mind. Blake Flowers back to pass. He is hit as he threw. That ball was contested there. Matt Rosas had a chance at it, almost made a terrific catch fighting back to get to that ball, but pressure from the blue team made that hard for Flowers to make that throw over the middle.
And I mean, Mario Serrano, if I'm not mistaken, was who came around. Oh, no, that was not Mario Serrano. That was number 64, Cove
Rodriguez from La Mesa. And we've said his name a few times tonight as well. Part of that was because he was handling punting duties for the blue team, but he's made some plays on defensive end. Again, you can see him out there. He's not, the biggest of guys maybe, but pretty good size on him, and athleticism seems to be kind of his thing. Is that speed rush that he's able to beat you around the edge, and there the white team had no answer for him. So we go again here. 3rd and 9-ish. Flowers throws out to the flat. Jair's got a lot of space out there, runs through the defender, and picks up the first down. So that was a nice play, and a good concept, obviously, from the white team up there at the top of the screen, because they got 2 receivers that were both really wide open over there. You see Urias, nobody even in the blue jersey on the screen there to try and stop him, and he runs over the defensive back for a few extra yards on a 13-yard, 14-yard sort of gain. So first down for the white team, 2 receivers to the top of the screen, 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen, running back in the backfield. Flowers pulls that one, throws it out to Matt Rosas. Again, lots of space. Ooh, he breaks to the outside, and a big gain there for the McCamey Badger, who is going to be a UTPB Falcon this fall. Little bubble screen to the top there. Blake Flowers just slings out to Rosas with lots and lots of space. Good blocking from Kyle Blanchard from Midland High there at the top of the screen as well to spring Rosas for that game up the sideline. And we've said it, Jair, the white team has moved the ball in this game. That hasn't really been the problem. It's been finishing drives.
Yes, it has been. Yes, it has been. And hey, Matthew Rosas, he's coming in clutch. I'm sure Chris McCullough's in here smiling for miles.
We keep repeating it. 9 future UTPB Falcons in this game, including that man right there, Rosas, making plays happen again. He's so explosive. Down in McCamey, they called him the Chihuahua because he is small, but he is fearsome. He is strong. And look at that. Another good block from Blanchard. Great spin move by Rosas. Blue team taking a timeout
of the half
because they want to address this drive that the white team is going on. Talk to their guys a little bit here and straighten things out because to finish a point we were having before, white team has moved the ball pretty well. They got to finish drives. And you brought up Chris McCullough, watching players like Rosas, like Jaquan Richardson, like Jordan Talley, all players that have signed to play close to home for the UT Permian Basin Falcons. And it's really exciting that those are some of the players that are having the best games today. 9 UTPB signees were selected to be a part of this game. And I think that's something people want to see the local high school football talent, some of the best players in West Texas, stay and play for the Falcons.
That is true, Jake, and they will be calling this stadium home because, of course, the UTPB Falcons, this is their home field they share time here, and they also share time over at nearby Ratliff Stadium. So, hey, Matthew Rosas, why not show out? Jaquan Richardson, why not show out? Jordan Talley, why not show out and, knock on the door and say, hey, I'm here and I'm going to be here to stay in the future.
Absolutely. And UTPB has brought in a lot of talented players this year with their freshman signing class, but also a lot of guys who are transfers that have been in college already. So they're going to have a huge influx of talent on that roster. So it may be hard to play as freshmen for some of our local guys, but they could be difference makers in the future for UTPB. No doubt. We've got more scrappiness up there at the top of the screen. Kyle Blanchard from Midland High, Tristan Guerrero. Zeke Luna there on the handoff up the middle, stopped by Carson Hufford from Midland Christian, the first man to make contact there to drag Luna down. But white team continues to move the ball in a positive direction.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But they have to put points up here, Jake. And as we just said, they have to finish the drive. That's the key.
Yes, we're well beyond 4-down territory at this point. They are going to be touchdown or bust on this drive. Their first drive of the game, again, they got the ball first in this game, ate up about 7 minutes of clock, covered about 70 yards, then just stalled out deep in the red zone. They are close to where they reached the field on that first drive of the game here on this drive. Luna takes a big hit there in the hole. Looks like a couple, Jace Gilliam. I see slapping helmets there. The Permian linebacker delivered that hit. Yep, that's who it was. Jace Gilliam from Permian gets in there and takes down a Legacy Rebel, which has to feel good for anyone that has that mojo pride. And Gilliam, again, is one of those guys that is a mojo player, a Permian Panther, and is playing for some of his sworn enemies this week, and people like Coach Clint Hartman and the Legacy coaches.
Have offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct fouls on both teams. That's the first for each player.
Okay, so that's the second time now in a few minutes that we've had the unsportsmanlike penalties on both teams. So I think it's just you're seeing some chippiness after the plays. We'll keep an eye on it here on the screen because, you get guys blocking down the field away from the play and start shoving each other here. Okay, look, we got people dapping each other up now, saying, okay, let's all be friends. We'll play cleanly. You've got, again, some of these guys that are Legacy Rebel teammates during the high school season and now are on opposing sides here. A lot of the guys here you see talking to each other. But that's good because, as we talked about, this game, in the end, is for fun. It's about a showcase for these incredibly talented student athletes. And, yes, somebody does want to win the game in the end. And they're going to be competitive because they are football players, and that is what they have been programmed to do. But we also don't want anyone getting hurt or anything stupid happening or things like that.
Jake, you got Nigel Wallace, you've got Deontay Sonier, Zeke Luna, Serrano, and Jamar Roberson. I'm wondering what their practices would be like under Coach Clint Hartman.
All right, Flowers going to the end zone here, and that is a touchdown to Deontay Sonier. Your guy, Jair, finally finds the end zone in this game.
Hey, I talked about him in the pregame, Jake. Blake Flowers to Deontay Sonier. Hey, you've got a nice quarterback in Blake Flowers, and you have a nice receiver in him, in Sonier. I was like, hey, look, I'm sure that Thad and Coach Ellison, they want to show something different. And not just, run plays, but, hey, we could air it out, too.
And just a simple fade route, but no one was able to get a hand on Sonier, slow him down, so he got that free release. and then caught that pass in the end zone. White team going to try a kick here for the extra point. That is Matt Rosas. I mentioned he's called the Chihuahua. He's also a do-it-all player out there in McCamey, where he was a receiver. He would play quarterback sometimes. He played running back sometimes. He did the kicking and the punting and the defensive back and the linebacker. Here, this extra point is nice kick there from Matt. That well within the uprights to get 7 points here on the board for the white team. So now our score, blue team leads 20-7 in this game. 5 minutes and 11 seconds left in the third quarter. And after a low-scoring first half, 6-0, we've got some points here in the second half.
Maybe it was the chippiness that sort of elevated the play in a way for Team White, at least, Jake.
I mean, there may have been some yelling in the locker room. I don't know. And maybe, it doesn't feel good to be down 6-0. These kids have a lot of pride. They're going to come out a little extra fired up.
Hey, by the way, I also told you, Zeke Luna, he was a place kicker for Midland Legacy, and hey, he just did the place kicking right there for Matthew Rosas. But also, let's not forget about Rosas. He is a jack of all trades, that is. He could kick, he could receive, and he could tackle, and he could play defense as well, Jake.
I mean, there's no rush. He had plenty of time. That was a pretty great kick there by Matt. All right, handoff to Isaiah Eleda, the Coahoma running back. We're seeing really all the running backs here for the blue team. They've all kind of gotten work in this game, whether that's been Eleda from Coahoma, Mecky McCoy from Midland High. Who else do they have as a running back for that blue team? We've seen those two, I think, have gotten the majority of the carries there in the blue team backfield.
Yes, you do, Jake. Yes, you do.
All right, so 2nd and 7 or 8. Cannon Gibson, quick screen out to Jordan Talley. Talley drops that one, though. We've seen, again, a lot of that quick screen stuff, and that's kind of that Midland Legacy playbook. It's also kind of easy to coach, that you put the offense in the hands of your quarterback. Somebody like Gibson, or if it's Midland Legacy, they have a great quarterback in Marcos Davila, who's going to be a senior this upcoming season. And he's one of those guys who we may not see in this game next year because he may be already off. He's committed to Purdue, so he may be off there at Purdue already next spring, taking part in their practices as he's still finishing his high school senior year. I don't know if that was a design quarterback draw, but Cannon made it look like one. Tried to find his big tight end, Eli Price, but Price was unable to haul that ball in. Maybe a little miscommunication there, or maybe a busted play of sorts. Gibson fakes the handoff. It's like, the unblocked rusher off the end made Gibson have to react quickly. Tried to make a play to Price. Price just not able to haul that one in.
If I was Clint Hartman right now, Jacob, I would be absolutely livid right now with the blue team, with the way of how they came out into the third quarter.
You're right. After they got that, they had a good opening drive. Jalen Jones, the Odessa High quarterback, turned soon-to-be Hardin Simmons quarterback, made a great throw. Jaquan Richardson made a great catch, and that was a great drive. But now, another muffed punt there by Deontay Saunier. For these guys who don't have anyone running down the field trying to tackle them, they haven't fielded a lot of these punts in this game. So not that matters, because it's not like it's a turnover or anything. But yeah, Jair, something has kind of shifted in this game. I think we have felt a momentum shift, maybe a intensity shift, that white team is bringing an energy level and intensity, and the blue team's got to try to match it.
And I'm telling you this right now, if the white team is able to put some points up on the board, it is going to, I feel like it's going to be ginormous here in the crowd. Now, I'm sure that guys like Mario Serrano, he's talking with Jamar Roberson. I'm sure that he's telling him, hey, look, we got to lock it down and we got to hold down the fortress on this.
All right, white team taking the field. Only quarterback that they have, whereas the blue team has 2 quarterbacks. White team was supposed to have Ashton Galvan from Andrews. He's been out with an injury. So Blake Flowers from Seminole, the only guy getting snaps at the quarterback position for the white team. Flowers outrunning the defense, and that was a big hit along the sideline. That's going to be a penalty flag. A lot of them come out. That was Mario Serrano on the hit, wasn't it, Jair?
Yes, it was, and now...
Oh, and now we've got some more shoving and stuff.
Yes.
Nathaniel Rodriguez, one of the linemen from Permian, sticking up for his all-star game quarterback. Here we get the replay. Flowers flushed out by Chase Barton. He's able to outrun Barton to the sideline. And Serrano is a kid that he runs hot, is one way to say it. Coach Hartman has even acknowledged that at times, that's an intense kid, and sometimes that's good in football, but sometimes you need to be able to bridle that passion and control yourself.
Team. Holding on the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul, late hit out of bounds on the defense. 15 yards that way, automatic first down.
All right, and so there was a flag out even before that hit because while Flowers was scrambling, someone on the white team got called for holding, and then you have that personal foul on Serrano there, and I almost wonder if, I think they ran him onto the sideline. Hartman took him out of the game. You've got to be careful because it sounds like they are keeping track of personal fouls. If you get 2, you get ejected. So I know he's been in some of those scraps and some of the other portions of the game where they've given some of the offsetting penalties. So I don't know if he may be done for the night now, but that's a possibility.
But, Jake, don't forget, on the last drive, on their last defensive drive that was there, all those different fouls and all those different back and forths helped lead to the white team scoring a touchdown. So if I was Hartman, I'd be upset about it.
All right, nice gain on the run up the middle. I think that was was it the Lamisa back that they handed that one off to that time?
Looks like it.
It was, yes.
That is Keaton Bolton right there who's able to gain some yardage.
From Lamisa. And Lamisa, I think I tried to start this point earlier but didn't finish it. Lamisa is, I think, considered Permian Basin. Obviously, they're part of the Permian Basin FCA reach. I think you certainly qualify them as West Texas, but I know for CBS7, our coverage area, Lamisa falls just outside that line. They're technically actually in Lubbock's coverage area, so we haven't seen these Lamisa kids a lot in action, but it's good to see them here in this game. And so far, Cove Rodriguez on the defensive side has been impressive for the blue team, and now you've seen Bolton get some carries here for the white team. Flowers going deep down this side. Defender is there. Saunier was not able to fight back for that ball. Did we get any flags on the field? Maybe a pass interference? I don't think so. So we play on here. It'll be 3rd down now. 3rd and about 4 for the white team.
Looks like that was Jamar Roberson of all people in coverage on him, Jake. Mm-hmm. So, and plus, I mean, Saunier didn't seem like he either the ball was underthrown or Saunier was just like steps off.
I think he knew he was not going to be able to get to that one. And Roberson did a good job in coverage, kind of not allowing him to fight back in because, you don't want to get called for interference, but you can be physical as a defensive back and keep that receiver from just running over you to get back to the football or run wherever he wants to go. So big 3rd and 4 here. Run up the middle. That is Bolton again from Lamisa.
Oh.
Good fight there by the running back, able to step through a tackle and pick up the first down. We have a helmet lost out there for Darren Ureste, the Fort Stockton linebacker on the blue team. Here's another look at that run from Bolton. Good cut back, sheds Barton, steps through a tackle from another OHS defensive lineman as well, and picks up that first down. And so the white team now threatening again as they've crossed over midfield, over the 40-yard line. And as you mentioned, we're a touchdown away from this being a 20-13 or 20-14 game and putting a lot of pressure onto the blue team that thought just minutes ago they had this game in hand.
Yeah, Serrano is back in the ball game right now, Jake. So let's see if they're able to lock it down on defense. That is Team Blue, that is.
Okay, so he wasn't ejected, just a little discipline. Oh, wow. Turned wide open was Kyle Blanchard, but he can't make the catch. White team, it's one of those fake screens that you see that look like, you throw the short pass out to the sideline over and over again, and Blanchard always is just going out there and blocking for the screen. But this time, he continues upfield and doesn't block anybody. Wide open, uncovered, but not able to make that catch.
Now, to note here, Zeke Luna comes back into the game for Bolton. So let's see what Thad and Ellison have in store for this play. Now, don't forget, you still have Matthew Rosas on the field with Deontay Saunier. So very balanced offensively for Team White.
All right, 2 receivers at the top, 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Flowers hands the ball up the middle. This is your guy, Zeke Luna, fighting for a good gain. And that's why, you keep rotating these running backs because Bolton gets a few nice runs in a row. You bring in Luna. He's fresh. He's able to cut. He's able to step through tackles and fight for another nice gain.
Nice cuts in there on that play, Jake. Now that makes it 2nd and 3, if I'm not mistaken.
3rd down. We're at 3rd down and 4. We're quicker than the scoreboard is. 3rd and 3, yes.
Okay, then we're 3rd and 3. Let's see what they have here because they definitely need to keep this drive going to keep momentum going for themselves.
And it's obviously 4-down territory, so regardless what happens here, they're going to run another play. Flowers going back to pass here. Got a man over the middle. Saunier is there. Not quite able to make that catch. That was going to be a really tough adjustment trying to run under that one. Adrian Moose-Keys from Odessa High was the defender nearest to that ball. Here's the throw from Flowers one more time. You see Saunier trying to turn it on. Moose-Keys there. Definitely made it a tough catch. If he didn't get a hand on the ball, he at least, gave Saunier a distraction, something to think about. That hand in the way makes it a tougher catch. Saunier almost made that play. He's the man who caught the white team's touchdown minutes ago. And as predicted, now facing 4th and 3 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, we're going to see the white team go for it.
Muskies is quite an athlete, Jake. I watched him during basketball season. He was pretty good for the Odessa High Broncos. Didn't really notice him so much during the football season, as a matter of fact.
I didn't know he played basketball. Good addition there, Jair. Good nugget. All right. Big 4th and 3. Flowers on that speed option. Out to Luna, and did he get there? That's going to be very, very close. Let's see.
Ball is short of the line to gain. Ball goes over and down.
And Zeke Luna did not get there. Here's that speed option. We've seen them run it quite a few times tonight. Sean Kelly from Greenwood, the first man there to make contact. Isaiah Asari from Odessa High chasing it down. Good hustle from the big fella to stop that play. And the ball goes back to the blue team.
One thing that I thought I was going to see out of either team was some jet sweeps. As a matter of fact, Jake, we've seen none.
That's a good point. That's kind of a staple of modern-day offenses. You're right that you see a receiver move in motion before the play, and as soon as the ball is snapped, he's kind of arriving there at the quarterback to either be handed off to or at least give the illusion that he's been handed off to, provide that fake. But maybe that's too hard to work on in 3 days to get that timing down, perhaps. All right, blue team, Cannon Gibson back in at quarterback. Lots of time, stepping up in the pocket. Completes that. Oh, nope, did not complete it. Incomplete. Trying to find Deontay Bass, the Permian receiver, who we saw had a touchdown earlier in the game, but that was called back because of a holding on a long screen pass that he took to the end zone. That play was called back, though. Jalen Jones and Cannon Gibson been rotating back and forth here at the quarterback spot for the blue team. Both of them, I think, have been effective. We've seen Gibson throw 2 touchdowns. Jalen Jones threw 1 touchdown, the most recent touchdown there to Jaquan Richardson. Mecky McCoy joining Gibson there in the backfield for the blue team. Let's see what they do on 2nd and 10. It's quarterback power by Gibson, but that is not going to work at all. Ryan Andler from Stanton drags him down in the backfield, and Andler continues to impress in this game. So playing kind of an outside linebacker, defensive end position. Tight end was not able to reach him. Good job of setting that edge and making the tackle. Andler been impressive for the white team defensively here, making plays as an edge defender, and then as a H-back blocker on the offensive side, he's done well as well.
Jacob, I was going to ask you on the blue team's last drive. That is, was Jalen Jones? I'm sorry, I'm in short-term memory loss right now. Was Jalen Jones was he a quarterback on the last drive?
I believe he was. Yes.
Okay, then yeah, no.
You're right. It was a very quick 3 and out from what I recall. So yes, I don't blame you for missing it. Gibson, all the time in the world. Wow, no pass rush from the white team on that one. Tried to find Bass, but that ball was well out of bounds. Good blocking by the blue team offensive line, and that's kind of been the talk all week, is that the blue team thought they had the better offensive line. Looking at Bass over there on the sideline, he's just walking things over. We got 51 seconds here left in this quarter. The teams have left the field because we're going to do another punt. So that was the end of that drive for the blue team. Good blocking from the offensive line, as I was saying, but Gibson just not able to find any of his receivers there. So we get another punt here from Lamisa's Cove Rodriguez, lining this one up. No rush to worry about. That's a nice punt there. How? Wow. Drove Rosas back, and he didn't even make the catch. Wow. Great punt from Rodriguez.
Nobody's able to catch the punts tonight, Jake. What's going on?
I'm not sure. And the ref is talking to Matt about that. Like, come on, man. You know, there's not even anyone running after you. You could call fair catch, but none of that. Okay, so 44 seconds left now in the third quarter. White team getting the ball back, trailing by 2 touchdowns. We've seen, I'd say, more offense out of them here in the second half. That's been good to see. And then another thought I just had while we're thinking of, you see number 60 over there on the white team. That's Julian Garcia from Andrews, who went down with an injury earlier. So Julian's been back in the game here. I noticed the past couple drives. So good to see him back out there playing along the offensive line for Andrews. That's the only, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to jinx anything. But good that Julian is back out there in the game. That's what I'll say.
Good man, Jake. Smart guy.
Oh, thank you. That's what they tell me.
That's why I learned from you, right?
That's true. All right, so white team here going to run the football for their first play of the drive. Was that Rosas? No, that was Rosas' McCamey teammate, Noah Torres. We haven't seen much of him in the backfield. It looked like they brought him in earlier, maybe in some passing downs to be kind of a pass protector. Noah, a guy who wears a lot of hats as well. At least that's what you do at a 2A school like McCamey, where he would play running back. He was also a standout linebacker for the Badgers for the last several seasons. 18 seconds, clock ticking here. Will we see the white team just take this into the fourth quarter, or will they try to run one more play? Looks like we're going to be headed to the fourth quarter. And that is the case. So 3-2-1, we will head to the final quarter here in this FCA All-Star game. Blue team leading 20-7. We are going to take a break, and when we return, we will start the fourth and final quarter of this game. All right, Jair, we are back here at Astound Broadband Stadium for the fourth quarter of this FCA All-Star game. Look at the sunset here in beautiful Midland, Texas.
Sun setting here in beautiful West Texas, along with the sun setting here on this whole entire week, Jake. It has been phenomenal, all the festivities, going back to day one when we just started doing interviews and just started talking with all the players.
Yeah, it has been a lot of fun. It's been fun to see all these, great talents, great kids all paired up together for this week. For football, but also volleyball. We had a volleyball all-star game as well earlier today. Blue team won that game. And all-star cheerleaders are down there on the sideline as well, cheering on in this game. Flowers is sacked there. Nice rush by. There's Cove Rodriguez again from La Mesa. We keep saying that name. He's having a nice game. Just speed rush, it looked like. At 64, kind of an unusual number. I wonder if that's his number at school or if that's just the number he wound up with this week, because you have kids who have the same numbers as each other, so they have to wear something maybe different when you put them together on this all-star game. But, yeah, you see him compared to some of his teammates. He's not like this super thickly built dude or anything like that, but he's quick, and he keeps beating the white team around the edge.
Yes, Jake, not much coverage right there for Blake Flowers, that is. Got to him within like 2 seconds.
All right, so now facing a third and long. Flowers is going to have to make something happen here. Going back to pass, looking to his left, throws this ball up for grabs. Can Saunier make the play? No, but we're going to get a pass interference call. That was John Lujan of Pecos there on the coverage, and Saunier able to draw the pass interference. And sometimes that's your best play when you find yourself in third and long, is just throw it up and try to draw a penalty flag.
Yeah, they needed that, Jake.
Automatic first down going to be here.
Pass interference, defense number 7. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
All right, so white team looked like they were in trouble there, but I won't even say bailed out, because I think that was the right call there on that pass interference. So they get a fresh set of downs and new life to try and cut this to a one-score football game, trailing 20-7. It was 6-0 at halftime, so scoring's been amped up a little bit here in the second half, which has been fun to see.
Yes, it has, Jake. Let's see what they could pull out of the hat right now.
All right, Flowers joined by, it looks like Torres there in the backfield. Torres takes the handoff, still pushing forward there for a nice gain of about 6 yards or so. Should make things manageable here on second down. Let's check out the offensive line there for the white team. Who's doing work? Who's pushing? It's a mass of humanity. Nathaniel Rodriguez from Permian doing good work. Big Nigel Wallace from Legacy there at the left tackle spot. He was pushing people around as well. I think I've said it. I think the blue team's got the better offensive line, but that's no shade to the white team's offensive line. They've got some outstanding players up there as well. After all, it is an all-star game. All these guys are stars. So 2nd and 4 for the white team. 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 2 at the bottom. Torres in the backfield with Flowers. Flowers throws a bubble screen to Rosas. Rosas slips one tackle, breaks out of another, and he's chased back down by Sean Kelly, who got 2 chances at him on that play. The Greenwood linebacker drags down Rosas, but not before the McCamey Badger picks up a first down.
Jake, right now, if I was Coach Ellison or Coach Fortune, I would be trying to find plays for Matthew Rosas. He's done a lot in this game, and, I would try to find a way to get the ball to him a little bit more. He
and Saunier, number 2 here at the bottom of your screen, and then number 10, Rosas, is probably the 2 best offensive weapons here for the white team in this game. And you've got them both down there on the same side, so that makes it tough on the blue team. You can't just focus on one of them. They're both down there. Another bubble screen out to Rosas, who picks up another 6 or 7 yards on that one before hopping out of bounds. And, we see highlights. Again, because the prism through which we cover these teams is, we go shoot highlights ourselves. We see highlights, but we can only stay for a quarter or maybe a half at some of these games because we got to get back and anchor newscasts and anchor our Friday Night Blitz show. It's fun to see these kids in the context of a actual full football game and see play-by-play what somebody like a Matt Rosas can do, and how just on every play, it might just be 1 broken tackle or 2 broken tackles, but it's never easy trying to take someone like him down.
No, And knowing him and knowing the way of how he plays, he's a fighter out there, Jake.
Okay, so a couple different substitutions there, different formation here for the white team as Zeke Luna's back in the backfield. He powers ahead for what looks like another first down. So chain's going to keep moving here as the white team is once again driving Jair.
Yes, they are, Jake. I saw Zeke Luna in there. You were talking, but I was about to say, yeah, this is going to be a handoff over to Zeke Luna. I wouldn't be surprised if the next play is handed off over to Luna once again just to see if they could pick up some yardage.
All right, so first down. We are inside the 40-yard line. It's a ball around the 39 at this point. Two receivers at the top, and then Andler, the tight end, there on the top of the screen as well. Well, not on the top of the screen. I got to look at my monitor here to see the shot that you guys are seeing there at home as we see Luna pick up another short gain. Lost his back plate on that play, it looks like. He's going to now toss the back plate off to the sideline. Didn't make it all the way, but that's okay. Coach is going to come pick it up. Little equipment malfunction, that's all. Flowers running back in with the play, and that's a good way to do things, to do your play calling in an all-star game, is just have the quarterback go to the sideline, get the play from the coach, run it back in, and that's how Permian calls their plays anyway, and how Midland High calls their plays anyway, is have their quarterback go to the sideline every time. No need to worry about signals or things. Luna there almost had a crease where he could have busted that for even more yardage, but good for another first down run. And Jair, I know Luna's your guy. He's kind of a powerful back. Andler, another good block. Luna running through his former teammate Roberson once again. And the white team just rolling things along here. We approach the 8-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. That's maybe would be the one thing is, could the clock become their enemy? I know it sounds crazy at the 8-minute mark to be talking about a clock already, but white team does want to run the ball. They're running their quarterback to the sideline every play. That takes time to do that, to get those play calls in. Blake Flowers hands it off to Luna once more. Oh, and he's got a crease, and Zeke Luna is gone. That is a touchdown. And, man, I thought the blue team was going to wear down the white team. I think it's been the reverse. This white team offensive line springing Luna for the touchdown there. Had a man in the gap there to try and make the tackle, and what a beautiful shot there. Great job, Murph. Way to capture that one as Zeke Luna bursts through the offensive line, nearly untouched for a touchdown. And Jair, we have ourselves now a one-score ball game. This is just 20-0 minutes into the third quarter, and now it is a 20-13 game.
Luna was just able to get past Demarion Gray right there, go all the way for the touchdown, take it to the house. Now, white team, they could cut it to a 6-point deficit now. Luna,
it's a very important extra point here from Matt Rosas. He did a great job kicking the last one. He's got plenty of time to line this one up. No rush, and that is kicked confidently through the uprights. And so, yes, now we have a 6-point game here. So another touchdown extra point from the white team could take the lead. Blue teams, they've got a chance to try and maybe ice this game now. It's time for us to take another media break, but don't go anywhere because we've got ourselves a fabulous finish lined up, and we'll be back in about 90 seconds. All right, and we are back here at Astound Broadband Stadium. You see the white team and their biggest fan. Somehow we knew he was on camera. All right, because we got him up on the Jumbotron as well as on our TV broadcast here. Cheering on Nathaniel Rodriguez from Permian. Rodriguez, one of the offensive linemen that was key to that last drive from the white team, Jair.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was, Jake. White team, nothing going for them, facing a huge deficit in the second half, and they find a way to get on the board, and now they're down by 6. They need a defensive stop right here, and then we can see what they can do on their next possession.
Yeah, this game was 20-0. Blue team in the lead just moments ago, and now the white team has responded. Blue team on offense, thrown out to Eli Price, who picks up a very close to a first down there. They say keep running the clock, so maybe they're going to mark him just short of the line, or are they going to move the chains? Nope, we're moving the chains. That's a first down. Cannon Gibson, the quarterback from Wink, America, throwing it out to the Midland Legacy and former Midland Christian tight end. We can shout out to his previous school. Quick screen out to Jaquan Richardson. That's been one of the best plays tonight for the blue team. Just get the ball in the hands of explosive number 2, and we've got more pushing and shoving after the play there that has drawn another flag. Looks like this one is probably going to be on the white team, but maybe they'll call offsetting penalties again. Ref's going to have to talk this one over. It's been a little chippy here in this all-star game. These kids have spent all week together doing fun activities, but I guess maybe they've spent more time with their teammates and maybe haven't bonded so closely with the guys on the other side.
That could be the case right there, Jake.
After the play was over, 2 unsportsmanlike conduct fouls. The play counts and the ball we place right here, second down.
Thank you for that wonderful explanation from our lead official. So play counts. Another situation we have offsetting penalties.
Correction. The only unsportsmanlike conduct foul was on the blue team. So 15-yard penalty, still first down.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so the play will not count in that case because the blue team committed the foul on that play, not the white team. So blue team going in reverse here, and on a drive this important in a critical juncture of the game, first and what is this going to be? 20 is not what you want.
No, it is not, Jake. If I was Clint Hartman, I would be fuming right now with the way of how my team has came out.
Not even first. They're saying this is second down now, so 2nd and 17. Eli Price, the tight end, another catch. He is caught, though, by Noah Torres, the McCamey linebacker, and then a host of other white team defenders pursue and finish that play off.
Now, Eli Price, he is a big boy, Jake, when you stand right next to him. I feel like I'm just standing right next to Travis Kelce right there. Now, he could block and he could also receive. He's a tight end, but he looks like an offensive lineman at the same time.
Yeah, he is. He's really big. And like I mentioned, he started his high school career out at Midland Christian. Then this past season, we moved over to Midland Legacy. And as we mentioned earlier in this broadcast, he's headed to Blinn Junior College in Brenham, Texas. This ball swung out there to Mark Marichalar. Marichalar, though, upended with a nice tackle from Zandon King of Midland Christian. Let's watch it one more time here. King there just in the open field, gets down, low man wins, and he upends Marichalar for a nice play. And now we face 4th and 11? The sticks are, 4th and 5, I was going to say. Sticks show 4th and 5, our graphic. Updated there, very good, matching the scoreboard, and looks like blue team is going to take a moment to talk this out.
Jake, I am telling you this right now. If white team,
they're not talking it out. They're going to punt. Sorry, Jair, go on.
If white team could score, don't forget they have a guy in Matthew Rosas who has proved that he could kick through the uprights. So, big possession right here. Let's see what happens.
Right. If they were to score, that extra point going to be critical because that could put them in the lead, and the blue team body language right now is not very good. They've been stifled here after, again, they came out and had 2 touchdown drives to start the third quarter and took total command of this game. Were celebrating all over the place, thought they had the game won, and now things have shifted on them.
I have to correct you on that one. You said that they took complete control of the game. Let's rephrase that to we thought they took complete control of the game.
Near complete control, and now have thrown it all away.
Yes.
Not to be dramatic.
Hey, Jake, this is sports. We have to be dramatic. That's why we live for this. Come on, man.
All right, but big opportunity for the white team as they get the ball here. 5:53 left in this game, trailing by 6 points. So as we have talked about, a touchdown, an extra point puts them in the lead. Touchdown alone will tie this game. Blake Flowers takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Zeke Luna. Luna dragged down by Jamichael Cobb from Odessa High after a gain of really nothing.
White 80 is down for a quick second. He gets back up. That is Jake. I am trying to see who that was. Or it could have been 60. My mistake on that.
May have been. All right, so what team lining up here? Getting a little behind the end zone shot. Then we go back to our wide shot here. All right, Luna taking the handoff again, but just not really anywhere to run there for Zeke. He's taken down by Chase Barton, one of the defensive tackles in there for the blue team. Darren Ureste, the Fort Stockton middle linebacker in there making that play as well. Barton asking to come out of the game, or he says he's seeing things out there, man. He's seeing the plays. He knows what play is coming, and he is stuffing it. And he is a fantastic player. That's one of those kids that Clint Hartman raves about, is number 79 there. Former Midland Legacy Rebel we talked about, going to be headed to UMHB, Mary Hardin Baylor, this fall to join their football program.
If I'm white team, I'm setting up a play for Matthew Rosas or Deontay Sonier.
Oh, there's fireworks being shot off. I was a little alarmed at what that was. The Midland Rockhounds always do fireworks after their Saturday night baseball games. And that game must have ended, and now the fireworks are being shot off across the parking lot over at Momentum Bank Ballpark. Jair, I wonder if the Rockhounds won tonight. I was going to look that up real quick because It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle for the Rockhounds recently.
Yes, it has been.
Not to distract ourselves from this wonderful football game we have going on, but I was curious because it has been a tough run here in June for the Rockhounds. They've had a tough go of things. We'll look up that score and we'll let you know if the Rockhounds won their game. But yeah, if you hear fireworks or those sounds in the background, it's because they're having a fireworks show across the parking lot. Not distracting at all for these teams.
Looks like the white team is going for it, Jake.
All right, white team on 4th down. Let's just not ignore this incredibly important play going on in our game here. Jakey Urias, the receiver on that one, Midland High alum, makes that play happen. Jakey's one of those guys who's signed to play college baseball, so this is going to be the last time he plays football. I know when I was at his signing day, he signed with Ranger College to go play baseball. He talked about, I'm done with football, not going to play football there in junior college. Because I'm going to be a baseball player, but one last chance for him to come out here and play football, put the helmet back on, and he's doing quite well.
The Midland High version of Deion Sanders, that is, Jake.
All right, I know you're all curious. The Midland Rockhounds did win their game tonight, 7-4 over the Wichita Wind Surge, so they have a chance tomorrow if they win their Sunday game that they can tie that series or split that series 3-3. White team continues to just methodically move the ball down the field. They're running the ball quite effectively. That offensive line their line may be a little bigger than the blue team line. They may have more size than the blue team line, and that size may be leaning on that blue team defensive front a little bit as they're able to just pick up consistent yardage going to the ground, going to Zeke Luna, their running back. So 2nd down and 3. Flowers going to throw this time out to Saunier, bobbled and dropped. So we move to 3rd down after what would have been, probably should have been, a first down, another first down for the white team. And with 3:14 left on the clock, you wonder if they would even see the ball again at this point if the white team was not able to score here.
Possibly, but right there, Deontay Saunier, he has to capitalize on those kinds of opportunities. Not necessarily just now, but when he makes it to the next level in college.
And he's had a good game today. He's lined up off sides again because he just, we gotta get onside there. All right, so our 3rd down play is obliterated by the blue team. Chase Barton, look at the celebration from the big fella. Oh, yeah. Like I said, he almost knows what the offense is running. Absolutely dominated his man. Darren Ureste, the little linebacker from Fort Stockton, came flying in there as well. Jermichael Cobb involved. But, Barton definitely the man who made the play on that one. Beautiful shot of him celebrating there. Good job, team.
Jake, I would go to a play for Matthew Rosas out of McCamey right now.
You've been saying that, Jair, and I agree with you. He had such a big hand to play, or big part to play in their last touchdown drive. They have kind of gone away from him here on these last few series. You wonder if it's maybe something the blue team is doing or the white team is just forgetting he's out there.
White team.
They just took him out as well.
There he wasn't even in the game, so maybe they're going to call a timeout, get him a break, get him back there in the football game because 4th and 4, ball is just across midfield, or I guess just inside of the 45-yard line going in.
We'll also take a media timeout.
With 2:30 to go, you probably heard it right there. We're going to take a media timeout. So when we come back, we will have the final 2 minutes and 30 seconds of this exciting FCA All-Star football game. Do not go anywhere. All right, and we are back with a fireworks show for you. Or did the fireworks just end? That is such our luck and our timing. We're trying to show you the fireworks going on across the parking lot at the conclusion of the Midland Rockhounds game. We're here, 4th quarter of the Permian Basin FCA All-Star game. White team trailing by 6 points, but they have the football. And we just took a timeout after a timeout. So we tried to help Coach Hartman out there with a lengthy media timeout, but I guess that minute and a half was not enough for him to figure out what he wanted to do. So they take another time. Was it white team or blue team? What did the refs say?
It was the white team timeout, then they turned it into a media timeout. But look, Jake, we have fireworks.
That's beautiful. Very
there
good.
We go.
Very good work, team here. I'll let you all at home enjoy this shot of the fireworks. As we said, Rockhounds won tonight, Jair,
yes,
7-5.
7-4.
7-4 was it? Mm-hmm. Beat the Wichita Wind Surge. Midland had been struggling. They broke a 9-game losing streak on Thursday night. Ooh, grand finale here, I think, coming. Very nice. Every Saturday night you can watch fireworks after the Rockhounds play their home games in Midland.
Are you a big fireworks guy, Jake?
I think everyone's a big fireworks guy. What's not to like?
I used to be scared of fireworks back when I was younger.
Well, that's because I don't know why that is.
Hey, look, I'm from. You see, back in New York, where I'm from, they like when they shoot out fireworks and everything like that. It's like it goes bonkers. So
New York is like the noisiest city in the world. You should be used to all kinds of things. Fireworks shouldn't bother you in the slightest. All right. Anyway, are we getting another? What is going on, guys? Come on, another timeout here? Okay, so blue team maybe called that last one. White team calling this one. I think there's certain rules about consecutive timeouts, though, that maybe that's what the refs are telling them.
Hey.
That you need to play some football here before you call another timeout.
Jake, they want to win. They're playing to win.
Timeout, white team.
Well, and this is obviously a huge part of the game, so we can't blame them for trying to call timeouts and get their best offense, their best defense, their best play call in because it's 4th and 4. 2.5 minutes left in this game. White team needs another touchdown to tie the game up. Extra point would put them into the lead for the first time tonight. And with 2.5 minutes left, I mean, there is the chance that if you don't get this first down, you do not get the ball again because it'll take, a first down or two from the blue team, and that would be enough for them to run out the clock and end the game.
That is true, Jake. That is true. Now, I would not be surprised if both teams line up again and Clinton is like, okay, I'll call another timeout.
Well, how many I have left? Looks like one timeout left for each team. And I guess that plays a role in this as well, that the white team has used these timeouts now, so if you do have to turn the ball back over to the blue team, you're not going to be able to stop the clock and get those stops and call timeouts to get the ball back with a significant amount of time. With only one left, blue team, if they get a stop here, gets the ball, can run the clock down, and maybe seal this game. Okay, well, look at the white team formation here. Shotgun is your quarterback, Blake Flowers. 3 receivers at the top, including Matt Rosas, who's been good for them tonight. They try to run Rosas into the formation, and there they throw it over his head to find Deontay Saunier for a first down. And wow, what a big play there for the white team.
Him of all people, Jake. What did I tell you the pregame show?
Fake bubble screen to Jair. They had coverage all over Rosas. They were trying to run a little out route to the sideline, but just beyond him was Saunier, and a nice throw from Flowers to fit that one, level it in between the different levels of defenders there to complete that pass for the first down.
And, of course, Jamar Roberson coming in there, former teammate now.
And now we're inside the 30-yard line here. White team threatening with a fresh set of downs. 2 receivers here at the bottom of the screen. Handoff to Nate Gensler, and he's got big space. Ooh, big hit by Mario Serrano to stop him. If Serrano's not there, Gensler is gone for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Wait for a big play Serrano to step up right there. Always physical. Look at this.
Man,
Boom!
that is a hit. Wow, good play by Mario. We told you he runs hot, and we've seen him pushing and shoving after some of these plays, but it's that intensity that also allows him to make tackles and make plays like that. Gensler, the running back, once again, the Kermit Yellow Jacket alum, headed to Eastern New Mexico University. Really strong kid, a real weight room freak he is. Jakey Urias out on a bubble screen, picks up another nice gain, and we are inside the 10-yard line here with the white team trying to tie this game up or even take the lead. This is about everything we could have asked for in this game, right, Jair?
Oh, yes, it is, Jake. It's getting hot in here, and they are in the red zone right there. It is getting spicy in the red zone. White down by 6 points. Blue team looking to make a stop.
Blue team's got to dig deep, and you think those guys like Barton and Demarion Gray next to him, I mean, they've spent pretty much the whole game in there at those D tackle positions, and they're outstanding players, but it's been a lot of snaps and a lot of work for them tonight in this game. Zeke Luna chased down there, no chance. Barton, just as we're saying, maybe he's getting tired. No, not tired at all. Big tackle for a loss.
Yes, it is, but right now I'm going to Rosas or Saunier. Saunier had the big first down to keep this drive alive. So if I would run a slant, I'd find whatever it takes just to find one of those guys.
Try to get them matched up one-on-one perhaps. Problem is when you get down here inside the 15, inside the 10, the field shrinks. You can't run those deep routes anymore because you're going to run out of space there in the back of the end zone. So let's see what white team does. Hand off to Luna. He's got some space on the left. Cuts it back, though, and that works as he picks up some yards and gets down to around the 5, maybe even inside the 5-yard line. So we'll be facing a first and goal situation. Because, yeah, it looked like here he had some room to the left if he wanted to cut outside there.
White has to call a timeout or something, Jake. They got to get a play going.
What happened there? That was strange.
The clock was still running, Jake.
Timeout. Blue
Okay.
team. third and
I
final
see.
timeout of the half.
Because we're down to 6 seconds. Because they just keep running the football. And yes, Jair, thank you for watching the game clock. I was so locked into the spot they were on the field that I didn't realize we got under 6 seconds. We felt like we were just at a minute a few moments ago. And that's what happens is both teams have burned their timeouts for these strategic talks that they haven't really been managing the clock here as they made this final drive. White team does still have one timeout left, though, so that could come into play. Although with 6 seconds left, this may be the final play of the game, Jair. It has to be very quick for them to get a play off and then call that timeout.
It may be the final play of the game, Jake. I just think that when they ran the ball on the same play when Chase Barton took down Zeke Luna, I thought in my head, you need to pass because you need to find a way to stop clock rather than keep the ball.
Or after that play, maybe that's when you use that timeout. Yeah. You hate to use your last one and not have it for this situation right here, but also the time lost after that play. You're right, Jair. That's a good call. That Chase Barton tackle for a loss may be the play that saves the blue team in this game. So all right, let's get ready because this I think could be the last play of the game. White team needs a touchdown. 3 receivers down here on the bottom of your screen. Deontay Saunier alone at the top. Flowers looking Saunier's way. Backpedaling, fade route. Broken up. Time still on the clock, though. They stopped it just in time. So that's nice. You run a play quick like that, trying to find one of your best playmakers. They went to the side. We had a one-on-one matchup. Saunier alone over there and just I think dropped it, Jair. I don't think Mouzkeys, the DB, got a hand on that one. So I think it's just Saunier almost had the game in his hands there.
That is true, Jake. And also, I also think that they should put back 1 second on the clock. I don't think it makes too much of a difference.
Right. This is going to be the last play no matter what. But I did see what you saw. That it looked like maybe there was 2 seconds on the clock, and they let an extra 1 or 1.5 kind of tick off there. But now we have the last play of the game, barring a penalty or something like that. This will be the final play of the game. Winner takes all, I suppose. White team, of course, that extra point would be huge if Matt Rose gets to trot out there with no rush on the kick, just walk out there and kick one with all the time in the world. Maybe they would go for 2, like out of like a sign of honor kind of thing. Like we don't want to win by kicking an extra point where there's no defense. We'll go for 2, and if we get it, we don't. If not, we'll go to overtime? I don't know if we have overtime rules for this game. We didn't think of that contingency plan. We may just settle for a 20-20 tie and take the brotherhood and be glad everybody got out safely. But before that, white team's got to score a touchdown on this play. 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 2 receivers at the top of the screen. It's the same cast of characters they've had all game. Blake Flowers at quarterback, Zeke Luna at running back. Speed option. They flick it out to Luna, and he is dragged down. Blue team has won this football game.
That's the end of the ball game.
Wow. But Zeke is down.
And what an interesting play call, we'll say there. Okay. Last play of the game, choose not to throw the ball, choose to run the ball in that final play, Jair. What did you see?
Yeah, a soft toss over to Zeke Luna. He tries to cut in, gets taken down, and hey, blue team was able to get the stop, and hey, Clint Hartman is able to get the win over Jeff Ellison here at Astound Broadband Stadium once again.
So yes, blue team led by, like you said, Clint Hartman, some of his Midland Legacy assistants, quarterbacked by Jalen Jones from Odessa High, Cannon Gibson from Wink. Both had huge games. We're going to take one more commercial break, and then we will come back to close out our coverage of this game. So stick around for that. Just sit through about 90 seconds of commercials here. All right, and we are back here in Midland at the conclusion of the Permian Basin FCA All-Star Game. Teams have come together in prayer at the conclusion of this one. Blue team wins the first ever of this event, 20-14. Jair, what stood out to you in this game?
Well, what stood out to me is just Jaquan Richardson. He showcased what he's going to be bringing to UTPB. And look, he went to Permian High School, but now one of his new home football fields is here in Midland, and he showcased what he could do in the future for head coach Chris McCullough. And there's also some nice spots in Jordan Talley, and also the futures of Cannon Gibson, Jalen Jones, and a lot of other guys like Deontay Saunier, Matt Rosas, lots of people to name in this.
I mean, this was a fabulous event. We couldn't have asked for a better game. Came down to literally the last play of the game with a chance for whatever to have happened. Incredibly exciting. You mentioned Jaquan Richardson, such an outstanding player in this game. Chase Barton there on the blue team as a defensive standout was terrific. And it caps off what's been a fun week of festivities here in the first ever Permian Basin FCA All-Star Game. You had the football game. We had the volleyball game earlier this afternoon, which had a tremendous crowd and was a very competitive game that went 3 sets as well. You had the FCA All-Star cheerleaders down here on the field cheering these teams on all week, and I think this is an event that's going to continue on in the future and be a big success, Jair.
Yes, I do. I think so too, Jake. It was just a lot of fun, and I mean, next year, we could be covering this again, and I want to credit to Don Davis for helping us be a part of this because this experience has been extremely great.
It was absolutely fun. It was our honor to be on the call for this broadcast. We appreciate all of you that has listened and watched along with us for this broadcast here on KWWT My30, or however you may have been watching. Jair, yes, what do you want to say?
I wanted to add not just watching this broadcast, but also supporting our stories that we have done on these different athletes and coaches throughout the past week.
Yeah, it has been a lot of fun to cover. And again, we appreciate you tuning in. And that is going to do it for us and our crew. Bob Bailey, our producer and our director. Chase Cochran, Riley Strand, Michael Murphy helping by operating our cameras. Jensen Young, we can't forget, from being our on-field producer down there, helping us get in and out of those commercial breaks, which can be so tricky. Thank you all for watching. Blue team wins 20-14 in the first ever Permian Basin FCA All-Star Football Game.